Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Saturday Super Stream. We are here live now from 2:30 all the way through till about 5 o'clock, whenever the final game finishes. We've got the slight treat today. The Championship game kicked off at 12:45 and not 12:30. So we are just seeing the end of Sheffield United versus Bournemouth, which is currently 0-0. And Sheffield United did just have a very good-looking penalty shout, I will say. We saw lots of those given. The kick from underneath, catching the leg. Not enough to bring the player down, but perhaps a foul none the less. In the Premier League, Manchester United have lost to Everton. Really, really big win for Everton up in the Premier League. That's going to change the relegation picture down there. We're going to have a look at these two games when they're both done. We'll look at them in about 10 minutes. We're at 88-28 in Sheffield United 0, Bournemouth 0. Do get your hellos in the chat. We're going to have a look through all the fixtures. We're going to pick out the big games. We're going to see what we've got over on WatchAlong this afternoon to follow as well. We'll have a look at these 12:30s like I've just suggested. We'll be heading to Mount Rushmore about 10-3. Going through the team news for the big games, and we'll be playing first goal as well at about 5-3, and then the carnage can all begin. Let's say hello to Dallas and Lucy, who are both claiming that they were the first to comment on this video. John, welcome. Leeds, Ewan, Callum, Daniel, Tom. I suspect we've still got a few stragglers watching the end of Blades Bournemouth. We're normally done at this point, but maybe they give the Bournemouth fans an extra 15 minutes in bed this morning with that long journey. Tom, Robert, hello to you guys. Let's have a look at the fixtures we are going to be following this afternoon. I will keep one eye on Sheffield United and Bournemouth as the ball goes into the box. Lloyd Kelly heads up in the air. Looks like the pressure is mainly towards the Bournemouth goal, I have to say, but I'm sure you guys will smarten me up and keep looking at that. So in the Premier League already, Everton 1, Manchester United 0. We'll have a look at the tables and the impact of that goal. We're just going over 90 minutes, corner to Sheffield United in this one. We'll just keep an eye on this. It's Arsenal, Brighton, Southampton, Chelsea and Watford Leeds, a dearly departed Derby. Corner comes in for United. Travis gets a punch on that, and it's going to be cleared away by Bournemouth. 4 minutes stoppage time we're into. Aston Villa Spurs is 5:30 kickoff in the Premier League. Today in the Championship, no game last night. No Friday night game. That was Wolves and Newcastle up in the Premier League. So we've got 10 today, I believe. And yeah, Fulham Coventry tomorrow, and Luton visiting Huddersfield on Monday night. So a couple of potentially big game, potentially huge game for Fulham if Nottingham Forest lose today. More of that later this afternoon. Pick out your big games for me. So Blades and Cherries is now into minute 92. 91 played, and Lloyd Kelly's about to hurl a long throw in front of the Tony Curry. Let's keep an eye on this as the ball flies into the box. Big header away by McBurney. Gibbs White clears. So in the 3 p.m.s in the Championship, Blackburn versus Blackpool, Bristol City versus Peterborough, Middlesbrough versus Hull, Millwall versus Barnsley, Forest versus Birmingham. And if this ends like this, it's a big chance for Forest, I think, to go third today. We'll check the tables in a little bit. Preston versus QPR, Reading versus Cardiff, Swansea versus Derby, West Brom versus Stoke. We are now coming up to having played 92 minutes in this one. 2 minutes of minimum stoppage time remaining. As per usual in League One, or as is often the case, I think we're 12. Yeah, we've got a full schedule for League One. Wimbledon, MK, grudge match there. Bolton, Wednesday. Burton, Plymouth, Cambridge, Morecambe, Cheltenham, Pompey, Doncaster, Crewe, Fleetwood, Accrington, Gillingham, Wickham, Lincoln, Wigan, Oxford, Sunderland, Rotherham, Charlton, Shrewsbury and Ipswich. They are our fixtures that we're going to be looking at this afternoon and reacting to. Let me know, where are the big games today in the Premier League? Well, with my dearly departed hat on, I'd go for Watford versus Leeds. In the Championship, I think for me, especially if this ends 0-0, and Gibbs White is now coming forward. It's a good tackle, though, by Kelly. Oh, no, he pulled his shirt beforehand. I suspect we're getting a yellow card for that. Do you know what? We're going to go into watch-along mode for the next minute, okay? Because we've got 1 minute of remaining stoppage time in Sheffield United versus Bournemouth. And we've got an attacking Sheffield United free kick that's going in the box. Conor Hourihan's going to take it. If he wastes another 20 seconds, it's probably going to be the last phase of play of the game. Paul Heckingbottom is trying to get everybody forward. Here comes Hourihan, pops the free kick into the box, headed away by Kelly. Not back to the edge of the box. Norwood back to Hourihan. Hourihan floats it in. It's nodded down. There's going to be a huge... Oh, my goodness me. I think it was Uremovic, was it? What a miss. If there was no foul in there, that is a massive, massive chance to win the game. I don't think everything seemed to stop there. The second phase of the free kick. Are they onside? Pass. I don't think the flag went up, did it? If it didn't, that is one hell of a chance missed by Uremovic, and it's a proper defender's finish there. Look at the faces behind the goal in the Kop. Look at Paul Heckingbottom. They could have won the game there. Big lead off for Bournemouth. Travers is about to take this goal kick, and I suspect it's going to be the last kick of the game. We're 30 seconds over the end of stoppage time. We'll get to your big games in just a second. We'll just see out the end of this on the SuperStream, with it being a 12:45, and it has ended. Sheffield United 0, Bournemouth 0. And I suspect those of you watching on Sky Sports are probably going to say Sheffield United should have won. From the last 10 minutes I've just seen, possibly should have had a penalty. I think it was Phillips on Gibbs White just kicking his leg from underneath as the ball comes down. We've seen plenty of them given, I have to say, over the past couple of seasons. And then right at the end, Uremovic, well, forget any penalty chance. You've got to stick that in the back of the net. Context is king, and that would have been a massive, massive goal. Let me know what your big games are. Forest and Birmingham, says Robert. Yeah, in the Championship, I think it is that one for me now. All eyes, obviously, on the top of the table in the playoffs. But we're kind of staggered now. That 2nd and 6th have played with Sheffield United and Bournemouth. In fact, I suspect they've probably manoeuvred. I haven't checked the table yet. And, of course, Luton and Huddersfield play on Monday night, and Fulham play tomorrow. So it's all fairly staggered over the early kickoff, the 3 p.m.s, Sunday, and then Monday night. Callum, I'll take that 0-0. Not many teams get a result at Sheffield. No, they don't. No, you're right about that. I think that's 12 undefeated at home for Sheffield United. Luke, who's a Bournemouth fan, well balanced of you there. Blade should have won. Hard fought point. Fair enough. Agree with you on that. In League One, John, Sunderland, Oxford. I think he's nailed that one in terms of the big games up there. Right. For those of you watching right now, I would love if we can get our first like spike of the day. So if you're watching the SuperStream right now, please hit that like button and we'll see if we can bump the number of likes up. We've already got 17. See if we can head towards 50 likes. Let's get ourselves our first like spike of the day. Really, really appreciate that. And it does help us climb the rankings here and hopefully get new subscribers here. What else have we got here? And here, what a chance for Uremovic that was. Got to score that, hasn't it? Mark got away with a point. Should have had a penalty. Move on. There we go. I like on my other 9 accounts. Jack, you go ahead and do that. Give us a little artificial boost there. Right. We've had our like spike. We just got to check in with WhatAcker. We are privileged here to be partnered with WhatAcker. Head over to whatacker.com each and every Saturday. Well, in fact, most days of the week, they'll give you Acker tips there. It's completely free. Usual warnings, be gamble aware. Please gamble responsibly. 18 plus only if you're going to take up these tips, which they've gone with today. This is the Win Acker, which we'll be following along with. You can see just over 7-1, and you get a bit of a bonus from Bet365. Arsenal to beat Brighton, Forest to beat Birmingham, Salford to beat Harrogate, and Mansfield, an away team in there as well, to win at Scunthorpe. Get on top of that when you get these in the newsletter if you sign up over at whatacker.com. This is the both teams to score Acker. So we need goals for both Watford and Leeds in that game, Bristol City and Peterborough, and Swindon and Newport. And for a bit of fun, this is the big money Acker. A few longer odds. You have got a 5.30 in there, though, with Spurs to win at Aston Villa. And that one is far more like 33-1. So Spurs, Swansea, MK, Plymouth, and Forest Green make up your big money Acker. Today, over at whatacker.com, we're going to be keeping an eye on those all afternoon long. Andy, Forest to let you down, not to let me down. This is whatacker.com, but hopefully not. I think it's been a couple of, I think we might be on for 3 in a row, especially on the Win Acker. Or did Ipswich mess it up last week? I can't remember. It's been decent though, hasn't it? The past couple of weeks. Dylan leads in trouble in the Premier League now with Everton winning. Good point, Dylan. We're going to have a look. We're just going to go to Mount Rushmore first, and then we'll have a look at the 12:30s and the impact of those. And we can have a good look at the table and see what may well transpire today. Keep your comments coming in. Let's just go over to Mount Rushmore, where today we got we got 3 changes on Mount Rushmore today. Let me know your thoughts. On comes Nottingham Forest's Brennan Johnson. He scored a couple of goals ahead of the SuperStream last week in Forest's win against Blackpool. I've put Alfie May back on. We take him off, Cheltenham's Alfie May, and I think he scored something like 14 goals in the last 14 games, and ridiculous like that. And Cheltenham are just a goal machine at the moment. Very entertaining side goals. I think they drew 4-4 last week, didn't they? Elijah Adebayo had better stay on. I can't take him off, but of course, Luton play on Monday night. We put Adebayo on. We had many requests for him to go on, and he scored last week, so I can't take him off. And his place is guaranteed, and let's see what he does on Monday night against Huddersfield. On goes as well MK Dons Scott Twine. He's never been on this season, so we've got 2 League Ones and a Championship there. Of course, Adebayo will be playing on Monday night. Keep your comments coming in. Vyman robbed. Yeah, he had his moment, Anir. Keep the tears to a minimum, my friend. He's a player, that Johnson. He'll go far for sure. Mitro must be back. I'm afraid that was a midweek game, so that did not occur on the SuperStream, which is the criterion for our Mount Rushmore here. Please do keep the tiers for the minimum, and please do feel free to suggest players that don't play for the team you support, and please leave your bias at the door. Place guaranteed. Sounds like the new Super League. Get him in there. Adebayo for the new Super League. Right, let's have a little look at these 2 12:30 games. Let me know if you're watching Everton and Man United on BT, or Sheffield United and Bournemouth on Sky Sports. We'll do the Premier League game first, so do get your comments in. We'll see the impact of that ahead of the 3 Premier League 3 p.m. kickoffs. It was 1-0 to Everton. Anthony Gordon, who was on loan in the Championship actually at Preston last season, with the goal. Let's have a look and see what that does to the table ahead of the 3 p.m s. We're with our dearly departed hats on. We're not so much interested in Manchester United, but down at the bottom there, Everton, who looked bang in trouble after losing to Burnley in midweek. Fortunately for Everton, they're a lot better at home than they are away, aren't they? Let's just double check that theory. So 22 points at home. Worst Premier League away team, only 6 points. So they've nearly scored 4 times more points at home than they have away. But this sheds a lot of light now on Burnley versus Norwich tomorrow, which has been requested by many as the dearly departed game. We'll see what happens in Watford Leeds as to which game we review. God forbid, we might even end up doing both, time permitting. But Burnley now need to win. There's a 4-point gap to close up that 4-point gap. I suspect Burnley fans and lots of fans who want to see a bit of chaos for a big club like Everton suspected Everton would drop points today, and were Burnley to beat Norwich tomorrow, we could have seen Everton going into the bottom 3 with 8 to play. I think they're both you'll both be on 30 at the end of this round. So let me know your thoughts on Everton and Manchester United. We'll have a look at Sheffield United and Bournemouth in a second. Dylan, United, Everton was very poor quality. Everton just had 1 or 2 players. It did look like that type of game, to Dylan's point, where it just looked like a bit of a fight and a bit of a slog, and about tackling, running, and heart and things of that nature. Looks like Everton won that particular battle. Anything else on that one? Right, let's have a look then. Sheffield United 0, Bournemouth 0 was 2nd versus 6th at the start of play in the Championship. Feel free in the comments to debate penalty decisions and whatnot. All that being said, Filip Jurimovic should score in the 94th minute. Massive chance to win the game there for Sheffield United at the end. Let's take a look and see what that has done for the league table. Remember, Bournemouth are in probably, in my humble opinion, the trickiest part of their tricky running. I think it's 3 of the... I think they're 2 games... Look, I'll bring the fixtures up in a second to illustrate my point. So, the state of play now is Bournemouth have dropped points. They've got 1 point in the last 2 games. So, things have opened up, and should Huddersfield win on Monday or Luton, either of those teams would, Huddersfield would have taken 6 points across the last 2 games, and Bournemouth with just the 1 would take 5 points out of Bournemouth. Luton, were they to win, would obviously take 3 points out of Bournemouth. It's Nottingham Forest that everybody's looking at, though, with that game in hand as well. Sheffield United have just moved above Forest. But should Forest beat Birmingham, they will go on to 67 points, you can see, and they have games in hand over everybody for the next 13 minutes before kickoff, and then there'll be that will go up to 39 as well. But it's a big chance for Forest. Remember, Middlesbrough are playing Hull as well. This could be so ridiculous. Were Forest to draw and Middlesbrough to win, it would be Huddersfield 66, Luton 65, Sheffield United 65, Forest 65, Middlesbrough 65, and were Blackburn to win as well, it would also be 65 for them. Bournemouth are still hot favourites, really. It's theirs to lose in second place. They've got a 7-point gap. Of course, Forest could close that down to a 6-point gap. But look, we've done all this maths before. Let me just show you what I mean in terms of the peak of Bournemouth's tricky run-in, because the next game is versus Middlesbrough as well, although Middlesbrough don't necessarily travel to. What is interesting for Bournemouth as well is they haven't scored in those 2 games either. You don't want the goals drying up at this point. I think a game away at Coventry is not particularly easy, then Fulham, and then perhaps Swansea and Blackburn. Does it get any easier before Nottingham Forest as well? So they've still got to win probably another 3 games, you would think, Bournemouth. But let's have a little look here. Ewan, Forest will make the automatic promotion race very interesting. Ewan, I agree. I'm being very pedantic. I'd take the very out. I'd say more interesting. We're not down to very interesting yet. Maybe another weekend of drop points and other teams winning, and it just becomes that little bit closer. I still think a 6-point lead with this many games to go. Of course, Huddersfield or Luton could win. A draw is what Bournemouth won on Monday night as well. David, we don't travel well Expect a draw or a Bournemouth win. That's that Middlesbrough-Bournemouth game. Middlesbrough for Bournemouth. Good Friday. Yes, looking forward to it. Luton versus Forest as well. I will be there. Second place is Forest to lose. No, it's not. Come on. We just can't say that, can we? It's very much Bournemouth's to lose. I think basically 3 wins we've said in the last 8. How many got now to go, Bournemouth? It will very much be a case of Bournemouth chucking it away if they don't finish second. In my opinion, it's still, they've got 7 games to go. If they're touching 80 points, which is 3 wins away, it says, but games are ticking down, and we'll talk some more if they drop more points. Bournemouth, in Juremovic's defence, he was spewing with blood, bless him. Yeah, I think he had a boot in the mouth or something like that. Right. I need to move on. Let's just do some team news. So the big games we picked out today were, I think it was Watford and Leeds in the Premier League. I think Birmingham and Forest we were looking at in the Championship. We'll look at Sunderland and Oxford in League One. So let's check in with 2 of our dearly departed. Watford versus Leeds. It's a must win for both of them. Obviously, Leeds are far safer looking. There are the teams for Watford: Foster in goal, Firmino, Cabasele, Samir, Kamara, Kuchka, Luza, Sissoko, Sarr, João Pedro, and Hernandez. For Leeds: Meslier, Ayling, Llorente, Cooper in, Dallas, Click, Koch, Rafinha, Rodrigo, Harrison, and James. Pat Bamford's comeback was a very, very short one, and you can see the plight of both of our dearly departed teams there. A Leeds win would restore a 9-point gap. Of course, Burnley can close that up tomorrow. If Leeds were to lose this game and Burnley were to win tomorrow, that would represent a very, very bad weekend for Leeds. But look, their destiny's in their hands. They can go there and win and take the 3 points. If it does go the way I just said in terms of Leeds losing, then you'd have Watford go up to 25 and potentially Burnley to 27 tomorrow. And things start to close up a little bit on Leeds. So they could really do themselves the world of good. And look at that recent run, 7 points in 3. If they can make that 10 points in 4, surely they'd be keeping the chasing pack at arm's length. What do we got here? Phil, have recent results changed your opinion on who gets relegated from the Prem? Yes, Phil, on Thursday, I thought I was a bit of an Everton denier. I thought, no, I don't see it. And then on Thursday, the day after they'd lost to Burnley, I did think, oh, maybe they could go. But they've won again today. So I'll stick by it being the bottom 3 now will be the 3 to go down. But we will see. Must win for Watford and Leeds. So probably end in a draw. That probably does more harm to Watford than Leeds, given the positions. Yes. Oh, and a first mention for Neil Warnock. Yeah, I should have mentioned that. I did retweet that. A happy retirement, fully deserves it. Absolutely. Yeah, 73 years old. 8 promotions, or do we count one of those? I think was non-league. Or was it 9 and one of them was non-league? I can't quite remember. Let's look at the team news. The game you guys picked out in the Championship was Nottingham Forest and Birmingham, and Forest with the chance to go third. I think they've won 12 in the last 18, Forest. And is it 4 in a row as well? They are in red-hot form, our Forest. And here is Stevie Cooper's team for today and his solution. Samba in goal for Forest. McKenna, Figueiredo and Worrell. Spence and Colback are the wing-backs. Not got the first choice back 5, have they? Yates and Garner, Zinkernagel, Johnson and Davis. So the shape is solid. But what's his name? Cook, who they signed from Bournemouth, and Lowe would likely be in that back 5 or back 3 wing backs. Use whatever language you're comfortable. Therefore, Birmingham, Etheridge in goal. Colin, Roberts, Gordon, Pedersen and Hernandez. Gardner, Bakuna, Sunjic. Start for Richards and Hogan up top. And once again, let's just check in on that Championship table. And everyone's a sitting duck today for Forest. Fulham play tomorrow. Bournemouth and Sheffield United have already played, and both dropped points with that draw. Luton Huddersfield play on Monday. They've just got to worry about the two breathing down their necks. Well, say breathing down their necks, 2 points behind. But it's a big, big chance for Nottingham Forest. They will jump up from 6th to 3rd if they can beat Birmingham today. Finally, let's just quickly check in before we go and play first goal with our League One big game, which I think it was John who nominated in the chat, and I do agree with him, is Oxford versus Sunderland. Here are your teams, and Oxford have been good fun on the SuperStream. Lots and lots and lots of goals. Stevens in goal for Oxford. Long, McNally, Moore, Brown, Brannigan, Kane, Bodin, Sykes, Taylor, who was on Mount Rushmore, I think last week, wasn't it? I can't remember. And Holland. For Sunderland, Patterson, Winchester, Wright, Kirkin, Clark, Gooch, Matete, Evans, Roberts, Broadhead, who scored that late winner last week for Sunderland, and Ross Stewart in goal. Up top. Their top scorer there. Why is this the big game? Well, take a look at this. This insanely high points total. We're expecting someone to possibly miss out with high 70 points. It may be one of these two here. They're 7th and 8th. And look at that. 5 games to go, or 6 games to go for Sunderland, already on 70. And they're not even in the playoff position. It's going to be such a high total. Right. Are we ready to play first goal? Get your ideas ready in just a second, because I need to press this button.
Oh, you have to say that's magnificent.
That shouldn't be coming through my computer, should it? I hope you all heard that nice and clearly. Let me just press a little button. There we go. Hopefully all is well and you can hear me loudly and clearly. Right. Let's get in there. So where do you presume the first goal will be today? Just need the name of the stadium, or the name of the home team. In fact, forget the stadium. Just give me the name of the home team. Where is the first goal going to be today? Let me run through these. Is it going to be against, is it going to be at Arsenal? They play Brighton. Is it going to be at Southampton? They play Chelsea. Will it be at Watford? They play Leeds. It won't be at Aston Villa because they kick off at 5:30. Will it be at Blackburn, at Bristol City, at Middlesbrough, at Millwall, at Forest, at Preston, at Reading, at Swansea, or at the Hawthorns for West Brom? Where will the first goal in our 3 p.m.s be across the Premier League, Championship and League One? Will it be at Wimbledon, Bolton, Burton, Cambridge, Cheltenham's always a good bet, Doncaster, Fleetwood, Gillingham, Lincoln, Oxford, Rotherham, or Shrewsbury? Where do you think the first goal will be? Let's get your guesses in. Somebody's right every week, which is brilliant. Where shall we land here? Right, here we go. Riverside, City Ground, Vicarage Road, Plough Lane, Millwall, Forest, Forest. Heavy on Forest, about 5 in a row there. There you go. Saints, Rotherham. Rotherham? Did we have Rotherham? Can't remember. Preston, Forest, Arsenal, Forest, Rotherham, Reading, Forest. After 4 minutes. I'm not waiting 4 minutes for a goal, Craig. I'm far too impatient for that. A couple more here. Blackburn and Swansea. You're going to have to remember, wave your hand if you win. There will be a winner in about 4 minutes because it's 2:58, in which case I'd better switch channels on here and get over to good old Jeff, who is not retiring, which is fantastic news, over on Gillette. It's 2:59. Let's just give one more call for the WhatAcker picks. And they are in the WinAcker, Arsenal, Forest, Salford, Mansfield. In the BTTS, it's Watford, Leeds, Bristol City, Peterborough, and Swindon, Newport. The big money, Spurs, that's a 5:30. Swans, MK, Plymouth, and Forest Green. Head over to whatacker.com. Click through that link and you get a little bit of a bonus, but you've got 30 seconds to do it. We're going to be heading for kickoff very, very soon. We're on 56 likes. Unbelievable. Please do hit the like button and see if you can drive us up towards 100 likes. It's not beyond the realms of possibility that we get 200 likes on these streams, but it's slow and steady wins the race. Do hit that like button. I think there's a few more first goal calls I haven't read out here. Do you know what? I'm going to go up backwards. There we go. Cambridge, Blackburn, Cambridge, Swansea, Blackburn. I think we already read Craig's one out, didn't we? Westwood injured in the... So who is playing in goal? I think Anya had posted about this. Who is playing in goal? By the way, it is 3 p.m. Sorry, it's 3 p.m. and 15 seconds. I missed McHugh. It is kick-off time here on the Saturday SuperStream in association with WatchAlong. Here we go as we await our first goal. Keep your comments coming. Keep the topics all coming in as the action is about to unfold. And we await our first goal. Remember, in the Premier League, Everton 1, Manchester United 0. Pressure onto Watford and Leeds. Keep an eye on that. In the Championship, eyes are on Nottingham Forest. Can they jump 6 to 3rd? It was Sheffield United 0, Bournemouth 0. In League One, we've got a full round as well. All 12 games happen in the 3 o'clock slot here. 5,000 Wednesday fans at Bolton. Fantastic. I think there's been some great away ends since we got out of the pandemic. I think, can we say that now? Hopefully. Murphy Mahoney making his senior debut in goal for QPR. Murphy Mahoney. Good luck, fella. Having a right nightmare in goal, QPR. We are awaiting our first goal. Keep your comments coming in. And someone's about to win first goal. We're 1 minute 40 into the 3 p.m. kickoffs, and we are awaiting our first goal. We had to wait 10 minutes once, which was not much fun at the start of the stream. If this QPR keeper gets into, they might. How tall are you, Annie? Yeah, sign him up. Sign him up. Get him in there. How many goalkeepers have got injured for QPR? They are visiting Preston today, and I went for a comical 3-1 win, which I think is like 25-1 or something ridiculous. Maybe it was 16s. There we go. First goal will be an own goal. Okay. I'll take it. I'll take it as a prediction. A broad one, isn't it? QPR's goal is spun tapped Travers. Hurt in a gardening accident there, if you get that reference. Ralph, Watford lose today. They matched a club record of 9 home defeats. Wow. That is not good down at the Vic. 9 consecutive home defeats. How long does that go back? I saw them lose to... No, that won't... That's way earlier in the season. That won't be one of them. I saw them lose to Liverpool, but I think that was back in September or something. 5'3". There we go. Maybe not the right build for a keeper, but let's not discriminate on the grounds of height. Any good short goalkeepers? George Campos, I think, probably springs to mind. Doesn't it? We're still awaiting our first goal here on the SuperStream. Keep your comments coming. Dave, Crew can be relegated today if they fail to win. Let's have a look at that. So Crew, who are they playing today then, Dave? Are they at home? They must be away. They're away at Doncaster. So down at the bottom there, we're going to start to get this each week. Lots of mathematics, but Crew, they're on 26 points as things stand. Remember, we've added a point on there for a draw. So if they lose, they'll be on 25. So their maximum upside after today would then be, add another 12 onto that, would then be 37. So yes, indeed. They would be down. Remember as well, you mathematicians, I believe it's the case that if Nottingham Forest lose to Birmingham today and Fulham beat Coventry tomorrow, Fulham will be promoted back to the Premier League, although that's very much a case of when rather than if. Speaking of when the hell is someone going to score? No goals so far. It says 4:27 on my big clock up there. Not happening. Jordan Pickford, is he short? Is he? I don't know. First goal, Middlesbrough. You can still get your guesses in for first goal because it hasn't happened yet. I don't know who I'm supporting between Watford or Leeds today. Draw is possibly the best. Is that from your Newcastle hat on, Adrian? If Mahoney gets injured, Outfield player in goal. We love an outfield player in goal, especially like when it was Niall Quinn for Man City all those years ago with really massive baggy goalkeeper shirt on. There's some goals in Scotland. Stirling Albion have scored, Montrose have scored, and Hibs have scored, but nothing yet. And we've got 10 and 12 games in the Championship and League One, but nothing doing in any of those games. In fact, Stranraer have just scored in Scotland as well. We'll get a goal soon, everybody. As ever, thank you so much for the support here on the SuperStream. I can see you're watching in nice big numbers. Do hit the like button and support. And we do finally have a goal. And it's one a lot of you predicted. Nottingham Forest 1, Birmingham 0. Stop the presses right now. And Nottingham Forest will be going third. Forest, we believe, lead in 5 minutes. So they've been in fantastic form. And away they go already. Keenan Davis has scored for Forest. And everybody stay calm. Let's see if it gets disallowed. My phone says Shrewsbury 0, Ipswich 1 on 6 minutes. I'm sure it'll get disallowed in a second. But far bigger news than my lot is Nottingham Forest, which you nominated as your big game in the Championship. They're in rare old form, Forest, and we thought we might have to wait, but we don't have to wait. Let's bring up that live Championship table where Nottingham Forest are going to be third as things stand. Plenty of caveats, including Huddersfield playing Luton, which is probably the perfect fixture for Forest because one of them is guaranteed to drop points Monday. So they may not be third after that. But Forest, as things stand, have moved up to third spot. Keenan Davis. And look, 6 points behind Bournemouth. I've been a non-believer. But when you see it like that with second and third, I still think it's Bournemouth's to lose. I have to say. And that's not exactly sticking my neck out saying that. But look at Forest. And loads of you got that right on first goal. I'm sure we've got lots of claims here. A Villa loan. Yes, Keenan Davis on loan from the Villa, scoring against Birmingham. James Norwood was the goal scorer for Ipswich today. Birmingham in for a hammering, I'm afraid. We'll see. We will see. They did hand out a hammer in the other week to Blackpool. That was away from home. We've got a goal in the Premier League. Southampton 0, Chelsea 1. Chelsea got Benzema'd in midweek in the Champions League, and they look like they're probably out of that one. They lost 3-1, but they've taken the lead in the Premier League. Southampton 0, Chelsea 1. I won't bring the live Premier League table up because we know Chelsea are going to finish in third in a little ecosystem of their own. Oh, Reading 1. Cardiff 0. This relegation stuff is just done if Reading win today, especially because a minute later, Swansea 1, Derby 0. We better have a look at the relegation picture because this could be done with 3-4 games to go the way it's going. Reading 1, Cardiff 0, and Swansea 1, Derby 0. That is a very bad moment for Derby, and for Barnsley as well, because Reading are just stretching their legs now. They've got 8 points in the last 4 games, have the Royals. And as things stand, they're going to be at 40. Remember, they had 6 points deducted as well. So their real total, I know Derby fans will argue their real total is 49 or something like that. But my point being is that 46, we always say 45 to survive, and there's still a few games to go. Reading are not functioning like a relegation side anywhere like at the moment. And that would be quite the gap. Barnsley, 10 points to make up. They are at Millwall today. They do have a game in hand. Obviously, that would go down to 8 points if they take the lead. And Derby behind as well. That would be 12 points with 5 games to go. It's just not going to happen, is it? Unless you get some kind of miracle. So, Reading really nailing their colours to the mast early on today. They lead 1-0 against Cardiff. Lucas João, the goal scorer, and Joel Pirro. So really the big goal scoring names there scoring in both those games. Swansea 1, Derby 0, Reading 1, Cardiff 0. And up at the top of League One, it's Lincoln 0, Wigan 1. So we better check how that switches things around. We had Rotherham and Wigan finishing miles ahead of everyone, maybe 6-8 weeks ago. But MK have caught up, haven't they? So Wigan are currently, Rotherham are third. Wigan are currently top of the table with that one. And look, Rotherham, yes, we know games in hand. Rotherham dropped down to third, where by Rotherham's League One standards, that's low for them. They're normally first, aren't they? Blackburn have taken the lead against Blackpool. Now, that is going to have implications for probably 5th, 6th, maybe even 4th up in the Championship. Let me just change the ticker and we'll check that league table straight away. Blackburn came a cropper, didn't they, in the 99th? Well, 99 was the touch. So the 100th minute against Coventry last week. They thought they were back to winning ways. They lead again today. Can they hold on to this lead? Blackburn 1, Blackpool 0, Gallagher on 10 minutes for Blackburn. So let's see what that's done to the picture. Oh, do you know what? It hasn't changed anything. Goodness me. It is frantic up there. So Blackburn now 65. So a win for Blackburn, although actually have a look at that goal difference. If Blackburn were to now score again, 53-41, they would have exactly the same record as Sheffield United. That's crazy. Anybody tell me the head-to-head between Sheffield United and Blackburn? I can't remember. Ludicrously tight up there. Luton obviously play on Monday. They've got 65 points and a plus 14 goal difference. Sheffield United have got 65 points and a plus 12. Blackburn currently have got 65 and a plus 11. Where Middlesbrough to score. Look, Middlesbrough is 52-41 as well. This is insanely tight in Championship land there, particularly 5th, 6th, 7th and 8th. Easy for me to say. When we put in Andrew Dallas of Solihull Moors on Mount Rushmore, he scores every week, doesn't he? He scored again today. Not that we cover Barnet versus Solihull Moors, but the name Andrew Dallas just popped out. Right. Let's have a look here. In the comments, Ryan, there's a surprise. We've been shocking this past week. Blackpool have started to look a bit beachy now after a good run to take them into the middle of the table. Be a shame if their season tailed off because they've been good this season, haven't they? Click like on the stream, good people of the internet. Absolutely. League One Tykes, Daniel, it does look that way, doesn't it? Ideally, Barnsley need a couple of goals for Cardiff and a couple of goals for themselves. What's happening at Rotherham? Not started yet. I have no earthly idea what's happening at Rotherham. Thank you, Jersey boy. So it's Alonso, the goal scorer for Chelsea. I didn't say that. I do appreciate that. Sarjo, Bournemouth to lose, but Forest still have to play Bournemouth. Yeah. That rescheduled match, wasn't it, after the wind damage to the Vitality, after Forest had travelled down there as well. Let's just say, if you are forecasting a switch around there, it is playing out that way at the moment. I don't necessarily foresee Bournemouth are going to, well, if they do another 1 point across 2 games, it'll really, really tighten up, but still 6 points, even with this Forest win, which we're expecting today. Is it correct, Derby have never been in 3rd division? If we've got any Derby fans, I do not know the answer to that one. Bit of trouble at Plough Lane. Grudge match. Oh, Doncaster 1, Crew 0. Crew could be relegated today, we are hearing, and they're doing their bit. They are behind. Doncaster 1, Crew 0. Crew could be the first team to move divisions in any of our leagues. There is, of course, the possibility of Fulham moving divisions tomorrow, but That now requires a Birmingham comeback against Forest. We said Wigan had gone top of League One. Not no more, as they would say in Suffolk, because there's been an equaliser at Lincoln. It's Lincoln 1, Wigan 1. Let's check in with the live League One table. And we'll have a look at top and bottom. In fact, forgive me, sorry, Wigan fans, they are indeed still top. Wigan up there on 84 points. And down at the bottom, take a look at Crewe. If they lose today and they are behind, they will be on 25 points. Their upside would then be 37. You can see Gillingham Sorry, it's not Gillingham we're looking at. Morecambe will be on 38 come what may. And speaking of teams possibly going down, it's Swansea 2, Derby 0. This could be D-Day for Derby, possibly, and Peterborough today, with Reading winning already. And they are 2-0 down now, Derby. It's Swansea 2, Derby 0. Swansea have been in good form. We know Joel Pirro had given them the lead. They've now doubled their lead. And so have Chelsea. Plenty of goals around. And Joel Pirro, take a bow, is on a hat-trick. And we've only played 16 minutes. Well played, Joel Pirro. I'm sticking him on Mount Rushmore if he gets a first half hat-trick. Well played to Joel Pirro. And Swansea are 2-0 up. We didn't really check in on Swansea's position. Mason Mount has scored the second Chelsea goal. It's Southampton 0, Chelsea 2 in the Premier League. We didn't really give Swansea a look, did we? We were too busy talking about the relegation pictures. So a Swansea win. They are in the top half, and 2 goals have just gone in. One of them in the Championship and one of them in League One. And the goals, in fact, are flying in, although it's a League 2 goal that's just flashed up. Did I see that right? West Brom 0, Stoke 1, I believe. I did. You can see West Brom have just nudged down. And I do believe that Sunderland have just taken the lead at Oxford. We're going to keep you abreast of all of this. Goals absolutely flying in. It must be the end of the season, everybody. We're all D-Mob happy and heading towards the beach. West Brom, who I tipped to win. I don't know what's going on behind Matt Murray. I don't think Swansea have scored again. He's just describing the second goal there. Jake Livermore, own goal, has given Stoke the lead at West Brom. Michael O'Neill will take any type of goal he can get at the moment. We're just awaiting to hear about what's going on between Oxford and Sunderland. I believe I saw it flash up that Sunderland have taken the lead. Does that put them in the top 6? Corey Evans, the goal scorer there. Let's take a look at the top of League One and see what that Sunderland goal. So in our big games, we outlined the games at Nottingham Forest, the game at Oxford and the game at Watford. We've had goals in 2 of them already. And it's not even 20 past 3 yet. So Sunderland have moved above Wycombe. Wycombe can obviously answer back. Should they take the lead, they will go back above them. But incredibly tight up there. Of course, Ipswich lead as well in the chase. A little bit maybe decisively further back, it has to be said. But more pertinently, in terms of the playoff spots, Sunderland lead at Oxford. And are Oxford going to come a cropper in this horrible League One high tide playoff season? Oxford have been really good under Carl Robinson this season. However, they could be coming a cropper. This is going to be a popular goal for old-time Premier League fans because it's Wimbledon 1, MK 0 in that big grudge match. And that is also very good news for Wigan and for Rotherham up at the top of the table. MK are behind at Wimbledon. Let's just go back. We never leave the League One table alone for long, do we? So MK are behind now So were Rotherham to take the lead, I mean, that would have been the case even with them level, they can go above. But yeah, goals against Wigan and against MK most recently in the top 3 race there. Right. Can I get to some comments? Alex Woodyard is the goal scorer there for Wimbledon. Ipswich delayed because there is no fourth. Really? What is going on there? Evans with the goal for Sunderland. Remember when Southgate thought Livermore was an England player? Maybe he was at one point. Maybe he's not anymore. Things change. No Pirro, no Party. Can he get the hat-trick today? He's already got 2. Joel Pirro. Davies scored for Forest. I think that was on the cards. Yeah, that was our opening goal. I think Forest have been first goal twice very recently. I think Keenan Davis has been first goal twice very recently. Scored after about 30 seconds in one game, didn't he? Let's check in. Let's see how painful this is. No, let's not check in because we have had a goal in our big Premier League game. And it's Watford 0, Leeds 1. Leeds United take the lead. We said it would be 10 points in 4 for Leeds, and surely the decisive moment in the season, these 4 games, 2.5 points per game if they win today, and they are leading to put everybody else at arm's length. Watford 0, Leeds 1. Southampton 0, Chelsea 3. Chelsea are 3-0 up in 22 minutes. We'll get onto that one in a minute, but we're hopefully going to find out who the Leeds United goal scorer is in our dearly departed derby there. Looks like Chelsea are on for a cricket score today. Southampton have had a habit under Hassan Hootel of having a couple of games where they got a bit stretched and everything got away from them. Rafinha is the scorer for Leeds. Who needs a striker? There you go. Rafinha has given Leeds the lead in our big Premier League game. Watford 0, Leeds 1. And I said Sunderland had just gone into the top 6 in League One by taking the lead. They're not in the top 6 anymore because Wycombe have just taken the lead. And maybe we don't write Derby off just yet because they have just got a goal back at Swansea. And, oh, it's an absolute glut. Wigan have now retaken the lead at Lincoln. So that's probably the biggest goal of all of them because Wigan are obviously up at the top of League One. So to reiterate, a complete glut there. Wycombe took the lead at Gillingham. So they're now back in the top 6. Wigan lead again. That's 2-1 now at Lincoln. Darby got a goal back against Swansea. There was another goal went in as well. I'm trying to keep up with everything. But yeah, about 4 goals in the space of 30 seconds then. They're flashing up. Tom Lawrence penalty is the, that's the scorer for Derby. Sam Vokes, the hero of that, or one of the many heroes of that Welsh Euro 26 squad. Will Keane, who's had a brilliant season for Wigan, who's probably around 20 goals, isn't he? Has scored for them. And I think, are we all caught up now? I think we are. Let's check in again at the top of League One, which has already changed about 10 times already. And Wycombe are now up in 5th. Once again, though, a Sheffield Wednesday goal would drop them down another place. It's ridiculous up there. Look, just no defeats for anybody. 5th, 6th, 7th. None of them have lost in the last 5. All just put in huge points totals on there. Gillingham on the receiving end of that Wycombe goal. And I'm sure they were out of the bottom 4 last week. But you can see Wimbledon have taken the lead. So it's not a great first half for Neil Harris and Gillingham either. I think we're all caught up. Can I get to the comments now? Please hit the like button, by the way. We're on 83 likes. See if you can take us up to 100 likes. How about that? Great way to support the channel. Let's have a look at some comments. Derby fans on the pitch. Get off the pitch. I don't know why. What else have we got here? Werner around the keeper. Thank you, Ethan. So the Chelsea scorers are Alonso, Mount and Werner. What else have we got in the chat here? Linesman got injured in the Ipswich. Have they restarted that one? I don't know what's going on in there. Like Spike, did we get one? Yes, we did. We're up to 92 likes. Thank you, everybody, for your brilliant support as ever on all of these live streams. A little bit of fun asking for a like Spike, but it really, really is helpful. Piro, 20 goals for a season. Is that all competitions? Ralph, that is impressive. Collins off for... What's wrong with goalkeepers today? And here, they are falling like flies. Jacob, do I think Burnley will survive? I'm going to give you a very politician's answer here. I think there's less chance of them surviving now than I did 2 hours ago. Put it that way, but I'm sure that'll change another 10 times. Collins off injured. We're hearing about Barnsley. Can't catch a break today, although they are level in their game. But, of course, key for Barnsley is that Reading are winning and that Reading have been on a very, very nice run indeed. I think Ralph was talking about Joel Pirro there. So we can just bring you those championship top scorers there. You can see over to the far... Which side do I point? Wrong side. There we go. Far side of the screen there. Mitrovic, 38, ridiculous. Solanke, 24, no goal for him this round. Brereton, Diaz with 20, Vyman 19. There is Pirro with 16. So I assume Ralph is talking about all comps for Pirro. But how many is he going to get next season? Properly settled now. Woof. Iain, at the game, Ben, was a penalty all day. 2 big shouts turned down for Swans, though. Lovely to hear from you. You people at games. Fantastic stuff. Livermore OG. Yes. Livermore, well, is he one of the OGs of that team? Maybe not. I don't know. But he scored an OG today. It's 3:26 on the SuperStream. I'm going to go a little bit early. I'm hoping we're getting a little bit of a lull. We are over halfway through the first half. So let's do a sweep. And this is a promise that I make every week and always break. I will not stop the sweep for a goal if one goes in. So, Premier League, Arsenal and Brighton goalless. Saints 0, Chelsea 3, Watford 0, Leeds 1, Rafinha in the dearly departed Derby. In the Championship, Blackburn 1, Blackpool 0. The next 3 are goalless at Bristol City Posh, Borough, Hull and Millwall Barnsley. Forest 1, Birmingham 0. That was our first goal of the day. Preston QPR 0-0. Reading are putting the relegation issue to bed here well and truly with this run they're on at the moment. They are 1-0 up against Cardiff, and that would be 11 points in 5 games if they win this one today. Oh, excuse me. SofaScore has just decided to reset itself. Very annoying. Swansea 2, Derby 1. Fun and games there. 2 for Joel Pirro already. West Brom 0, Stoke 1. Livermore own goal. I'll just do the goals in League One, or rather the games with goals in. Wimbledon 1, MK 0. Doncaster 1, Crewe 0. I've seen a goal. I'm not going to stop. That goal will relegate Crewe today if they lose. Gillingham 0, Wickham 1. Lincoln 1, Wigan 2. Wigan top of the table. Oxford 0, Sunderland 1 in the big game. And Shrewsbury 0, Ipswich 1. And in the Premier League, there was a goal, and I kept going. Arsenal 0, Brighton 1. Brighton have taken the lead at Arsenal. It's a bit of a surprise that, actually. Brighton have been on a terrible one. Arsenal have been on a good run, but obviously they had that really bad beating at Palace on Monday Night Football. They're behind at home to Brighton. We'll await the scorer. I know Arsenal fans are very fond of Neil Mopai, so I'm sure it would amuse a few people if he were the goal scorer. We'll find out imminently. It's not. Leandro Trossard has scored for Brighton, who lead against Arsenal, and the Spurs fans will be very pleased to hear that as well in that top 4 race. Maybe Spurs could become favourites this weekend, and it will be a real big boost for them going into their game against Villa at 5:30. Right, more comments. What do we got here? Davis struggling at the City ground. They could do without him getting injured. Must win for Burnley at Carrow Road tomorrow. Scunny nil, Mansfield 1. Scunny 14 points adrift with 15 to play. Woof. Are they down already? I suppose they must be with a record like that. Spurs to win at Villa today. Arsenal bottle jobs. That is Jai's words, not mine. Arsenal still have to play Spurs. Yes, at Spurs as well. So that could be a decider later in the season. Could be done by then. Who knows? Direction of travel looks like it's headed in Spurs' way at the moment in the Premier League 4th place race. You're watching the Saturday SuperStream. I want to give everybody a huge round of applause because we've got 103 likes on this stream. I am super, super happy about that. Please do hit the like button, see if you can take us up to 150. I always want more. Hey, more and more and more. All the goals ticking along down the bottom. Do let us know which games you are watching and your thoughts on any of the developing stories. Southampton 0, Chelsea 4, and, this relegation thing is done, isn't it? Millwall 1, Barnsley 0. So that 10-point gap I was talking about, I believe if my math is correct, has just grown to an 11-point gap. And what is going on at Southampton? Southampton 0, Chelsea 4. An absolute battering Southampton are taking here. They're 4-0 down, and it's only just gone 3:30. Goodness me. We will find out the goal scorer, but I'm more concerned, I have to say, with the bottom of the championship, where we now have Reading winning and both Barnsley and Darby are losing. This is done, isn't it? You tell me in the chat. Look, 11 points is the gap. So at the moment, if that gap stays the same, it will be done with 3 games to go. If that gap grows, could be done with 4 games to go. I reiterate, Reading lead against Cardiff. Barnsley are losing against Millwall. We've got a goal scorer. Danny McNamara, the right wing back, has just scored for Millwall. Derby are 2-1 down against Swansea. Were Peterborough to take the lead against Bristol City, they would actually jump up to 22nd. But still, look at that gap. All done. Sorry, Millwall fans. That puts Millwall up to 9th. 5 games to go, potentially 4 points off the playoff spots. It's the traffic that's the problem, not the 4-point gap. Well, they're both problems, frankly, for Millwall after they've dropped points in recent games. Scunthorpe 0, Mansfield 2. That is, yes, well and truly done. Chelsea need it. Havertz tapping. Thank you. Relegation confirmed. It's hard to argue that at the moment, the way everything is going. Sunderland, Kev, Sunderland, Oxford, very nervous as a Sunderland fan. We've got the lead, Kev, and the rate that race is going, any week where one of those playoff challenges in League One doesn't win is a problem, isn't it, at the moment? Such a high total. Barnsley and Derby done like dinner. Derby off the bar again. Robin, Man United rolled over. Well, I'm not sure. I agree with that conspiracy theory, but they did lose. So I'm not sure if there's a Premier League conspiracy theory to relegate the current bottom 3. But freedom of speech in the chat, you're very much welcome to say that. Could it be another 9-0 loss for Southampton? Yes, at the moment they're 4-0 down before half-time, Phil. Joel? Love the channel, Ben. Come on, you Blues. ITFC Promotion Party 2023. I've got to stay impartial on that, but I will hold up my fingers crossed and say no more. Stick a fork in them. They are done. Are we talking about the bottom 3 in the championship? I suspect we are. Not finishing in the top 10. Warburton is done. I would agree with that, actually, Dave. I think you and I disagree a little bit on Warburton. I think I'm a bit higher on him than you are, but I do agree that if they don't finish in the top 10, it looks like he will be gone. Daniel, I'll still be watching. Oh, bless you, Daniel. That'd be very kind. Look, we still have plenty of fans from other teams that are no longer in the championship. And you are so welcome to join us on the channel, and your input is greatly appreciated. A little bit of a lull, and we've had a couple of gluts. So do keep your comments and your topics coming in. This is a popular one, though. Southampton looking for another 9-0. Again, can I put my Ipswich Town hat on? Please, can someone lose 10-0 at some point just to erase Ipswich's 9-0? Kelbourne, I've said all season, QPR look average at best. Woof. I think they've looked better than average, but it looks like you're winning that particular debate at the moment, Kelbourne. Dover, 36 points adrift. Well, Steve, we're talking about our 3 leagues, of course, but yes, that point does stand. Scunthorpe are down as it stands, right? Again, we're focused mainly on Premier League, League One, and Championship, of course, here on the SuperStream. And we're just a bit devoid of goals for the last 5 minutes. There's me complaining that we've got too many going in all at once. Little bit of a lull at the moment in proceedings. Let's just kind of take you through the big stories that are developing in the Premier League. We're going to focus on the dearly departed and say that Leeds could be going to 10 points in the past 4 games. In the Championship, Nottingham Forest, as things stand, are going 3rd. And basically, the bottom 3 look screwed as things stand. Reading are winning, and both Barnsley and Derby are losing. In League One, it's its normal ridiculous self. I'm not actually going to comment on League One because we always kind of say, oh, this is happening. And then like 5 out of the top 7 win every single week. The tide is so high. The tide is high. And I'm holding on, said Blondie. And speaking of that race, Oxford won, Sunderland won. So things have just changed. That they were 7th and 8th at the start of the day, and they're already around 70 points. Incredible high tide up there in League One. As things stand, I think that will move them back down, won't it? I don't think anyone in the top 6 is losing yet. Elliot Moore has scored. I think they would both miss out as things stand. Let's just go back to our live League One table. And it's as you were. And 7th and 8th Sunderland in that big game. Sunderland took the lead. And Oxford have just equalised. Elliot Moore with the goal on 35. That's the big game. Remember, Wickham are leading at Gillingham. No other... Wigan right at the top, but they're in a bit of a different ecosystem to the teams I was just mentioning. But look, there's going to be plenty of twists and turns, as there always is in League One, as we go through the afternoon. It's 3:37 now. Ask me at 4:37. Let's get back into your comments, guys. Welcome, Samuel. Kelbourne, does a high tide for promotion indicate a very strong league? Or it's really hard to say, isn't it? In League One's case, what I think, and this is my opinion, and you can read statistics any way you like, I think what the high tide in League One represents is a split in the table where you've got basically the top half and the bottom half, and the top half seem to beat the bottom half. But it can intimate either, can't it? The devil is in the detail. Sometimes it can intimate just whipping boys at the bottom. But yeah, in the main, high tides normally reflect what's going on at the opposite end. Although, you remember the high tide in 1920 at the bottom of the Championship. I think that represented a weak mid-table and a strong end of the season for the bottom of the table. So, really good question. What else have we got? Who could win Championship, win playoffs in Championship with current standings? I mean, it's hard to go against Forest at the moment. They're currently the in-form team. But things will look different as and when they do or don't get there. And the only problem I've got with Forest at the moment is, will they at any point run out of legs? If they don't, they're going to go up because they've been, really scoring points at such a high level since round 8 after Steve Cooper came and Chris Hughton had gone. So... we will see. Do I think Bournemouth will bottle the top 2? Now, I don't like the term bottle, but in this case, if Bournemouth don't get top 2, I think it's an okay terminology. It's really, really theirs to lose. I've got to stick with my my prognosis of a few weeks ago, where I think Bournemouth, or I said I thought Bournemouth would get top 2, and it would be quite the effort to mess it up. So I'll stand by that. It could happen. We probably need another 3 games of not winning in the next 4 for Bournemouth, and a couple of the... Well, I mean, look, let's face it, only takes one other to go, whether that's Forest, whether that's Huddersfield. It's most likely to be Forest, given their games in hand on everybody else. But we will see. And I do think that would... The problem I have with the term bottle is that I think it gets misused quite a lot. And when a team simply doesn't get promoted, people say they've bottled it. You only really bottle something if you, in my opinion, if you had a big lead and you drop it, and that would be the case for Bournemouth. It is fair to say. Dale, afternoon all. Couldn't resist the watch along, even while on the beach in Marbella. Where's my beach? Have I got one on this picture? I haven't got one on this brand here. Got a nice picture of Bournemouth Beach for the preview show for those teams that are already there. Route 1 isn't dead. Kaminsky with an assist for Blackburn today. Johnston to Carroll the other day. You love to see it, especially if you play FPL and your goalkeeper gets an assist, because you get a whole load of points, don't you? Same amount of points. No, I'd imagine you get more points for a goalkeeper getting an assist than Kevin De Bruyne doing it, or Phil Foden, or insert brilliant player there. Stuart, I'd like to see Sunderland come back up. I'm a Borough fan. There's only so much Mickey taking of your mates you can do before it isn't fun. Bring back the Derby games. Yes. Well said. I mean, there was a time where I'm sure for many seasons in the Premier League, we had Newcastle, Middlesbrough and Sunderland all in the top 20. Only Newcastle up there as things stand. Lots of talk about refereeing decisions, which I haven't seen. So it would be remiss of me to comment on refereeing decisions. Lots, mainly revolving around the Swansea Derby game, I have to say. So look, I'll deal with them in the review if I deem it necessary. But yeah, I won't wade into any refereeing decisions that I haven't seen the decision. If you'll allow me to sit on the fence in that regard. Thank you, everybody, for hitting like, by the way. 114 likes. We're trying to get up to 150. Do hit that like button. A lot of you are asking me about Scunthorpe and about Dover. I don't know, but I think Scunthorpe are done, aren't they? And they're 3-0 down today. So we try and keep focused here to keep my brain not too overloaded. Let's be fair, it's completely overloaded anyway. On the top 3 divisions, Neil Warnock on Gillette, absolutely brilliant. And the great man has just retired today, or has he? Will he be back? Age 73 is obviously great value on Gillette whenever he's on there. We've got a goal in League One. It's Cambridge 1, Morecambe 0. Cambridge came and did a very good job on my lot last week and won at Portman Road. They are winning again today. Cambridge 1, Morecambe 0. They've done themselves proud in their first season in League One. I would say Cambridge have done a fine job. What else have we got here in the comments? VAR needed in the Championship. Well, I that's been my stance for the longest time. I know a lot of people have their opinions, and that's fine. It's a matter of taste, isn't it? But I agree with Craig. We get comments week after week saying, "Oh, referees are awful. Give them some help." Whatever form that is in. I believe we've just had 2 quick goals flying in the Championship. Bristol City lead against Peterborough. So this relegation thing really is going in Reading's favour today, isn't it? That's the entire bottom 3 now losing. And I believe, did I see Preston had just taken the lead against QPR? QPR are in an absolutely heinous run at the moment. I predicted him to win this weekend, played me Joker. That's going well, isn't it? Bristol City 1, Peterborough 0. Sam Smith, we had him. We did put him on Mount Rushmore, didn't we? And Preston 1, QPR 0. Will Mark Warburton see out the weekend? What have they lost? 6 in 7, QPR. Someone fact check me on that one. But 2 goals flying in the Championship as we come up to 3:45 and half-time. Let's have a look and see what that has done. Let's start down at the bottom. Rob Atkinson, did he score last week as well? Was it Bristol City and Bournemouth? Yeah, I think he did. I think he scored 2 weeks running on the SuperStream here. Anyway, so down at the bottom, Peterborough, Derby and Barnsley, the bottom 3 are losing. Reading are winning. There is currently an 11-point gap between Reading in 21st and Barnsley in 22nd. It all looks like it's done down the bottom, and it all looks like it's very much done for QPR, doesn't it? They are behind again at Preston. They got more worried about Preston overtaking them than anything else. Let it be 2 points behind if that stays the same. Forgive me, I missed the Preston goal scorer. Someone let me know in the chat who scored for North End. QPR will be, with Blackburn, it doesn't matter. Sheffield United have already guaranteed to be on 65, so it'll be a 6-point gap with 5 games remaining for QPR and those playoff spots. Let's get back into the comments. Yes, 6 of the last 7, so that'd be 7 in 8 that they will have lost. That's horrible, horrible run for QPR. I saw them actually on Tuesday night. Looked very flat, very, very flat indeed. Even the players we bigged up through. Willock wasn't there, but Dickey and Chair were there, and just nothing doing. Arsenal have equalised. Thank you. It was a Jimmy Dunn own goal, was it? Although Eddie's telling me that Emil Rees scored it, so we'll find out. The truth will out. Arsenal have equalised, by the way, against Brighton in that top 4 race. Arsenal back in it. They need to keep the pressure on Spurs, who play later on and who perhaps have become favourites for that top 4. Just awaiting the Arsenal goal scorer. They were behind to a Trossard goal. In the meantime, I will tell you that Fleetwood lead against Accrington. And we better check out the bottom of League One, actually. So Wimbledon and Fleetwood are both leading now. Fleetwood 1, Accrington 0. Gabriel Martinelli, he hasn't scored for Fleetwood, don't worry. He was the Arsenal goal scorer. Let's dive in to the bottom of League One, as we love to do here. So Fleetwood lead. So as things stand, and remember Fleetwood are quite good at taking the lead and not winning. Ellis Harrison, former Pompey and, of course, Ipswich player. Who did Ipswich sign Ellis Harris from? The Bristol Rovers. In probably the worst transfer window in football history. But anyway, let's park that. So look, Wimbledon are winning and Fleetwood are winning. It's going to be 41 points for Fleetwood, a point per game. It needs to often be a little bit more than that in League One because 4 teams get relegated. Point per game will normally see you right in the Championship, but of course only 3 go down there. So this is not a good day for Gillingham, who are losing. So are Morecambe. Wimbledon and Fleetwood are both winning down in the battle to survive in League One. Half times are flying in. Oh, well, I'll shut up. You're all telling me the Arsenal goal has been disallowed, and you are all correct, I believe. Is it going to be chalked off on Gillette? Or has it been disallowed and they've scored again? We're just going to find out here. Would have been Martinelli scoring at Highbury. Ah, yes, very good. Fleetwood's Highbury. Yes, indeed. Has this goal been wiped off? It still says 1-1 on Gillette. So I'm gonna keep my powder dry. And not change it until I see it get scrubbed off on them, even though you've all told me. Got to give credit to Paul Ince. Yes, you do have to give credit to Paul Ince. He's doing a very decent job. Well, he had one job, didn't he? Get Reading safe, and they look pretty safe to me. When we do get all the half times in, we will go to... Look, I'm just going to take this goal off. Even though it still says 1-1 on Gillette. You're all telling me it's been disallowed, so I'm sure it'll get scrubbed very, very soon. We're going to play the CV game at half-time. Don't put your list of teams in yet, because we'll get lost in the shuffle. Save that. Save it in your notes on your phone or whatever you're watching on your laptop. And we'll play the CV game very, very shortly. We should probably do a halftime sweep. It's 3:49. Just flashed up that goal has now been officially scrubbed off. Fantastico. Right. Well, not fantastic for Arsenal, but fantastic that I know what's going on. There we go. More accusations of bias and agendas coming my way against Arsenal now. Right. Hold your fire on the CV game. We're going there very, very soon. Let's do our half times. Someone always scores when I'm doing the halftime sweep anyway. It's 3:50, so I'm sure most of the games are done now. Arsenal 0, Brighton 1, Southampton 0, Chelsea 4, Watford 0, Leeds 1 in that big dearly departed derby in the Premier League. In the Championship, Blackburn 1, Blackpool 0, Bristol City 1, Peterborough 0, Borough and Hull is 0-0. In fact, it's the only game that's 0-0. So many goals in the first half. We've been enjoying it. Millwall 1, Barnsley 0. Forest 1, Birmingham 0. Preston 1, QPR 0. Reading 1, Cardiff 0. Swansea 2, Derby 1. West Brom 0, Stoke 1. All that means Forest are probably going third. And relegation is looking sorted with a month of the season still to go. But there you go. In League One, Wimbledon 1, MK 0. Bolton Wednesday and Burton Argyle are 0-0. So is Cheltenham Pompey and Rotherham Charlton. The other games with goals in Cambridge 1, Morecambe 0. Donny 1, Crewe 0. Crewe are going down today if they lose, I believe. Fleetwood 1, Stanley 0. Gills 0, Wickham 1. Lincoln 1, Wigan 2. Wigan, the only team in the top 3 winning at the moment. Oxford 1, Sunderland 1. That was our big game of the day. Shrewsbury 0, Ipswich 1. Although there's been some kind of delay. I think they were lacking a fourth official for a while. Matt, half-time at Vicarage Road. Still 1-0 Leeds. Watford have had to make an enforced change before half-time. Dennis on, Hernandez off. Thank you, Matt. Let us know how your games are going. Sorry, that's just tickled me. Proud to be posh. God, we are awful. And we appreciate your honesty. Proud to be posh. It is going to be a very, very low total for Peterborough. Right. It's half time, everyone. So it's time to play the CV game. Let's get into the CV game right now. Let's go over the rules again. You need to list the clubs that a particular player has played for. Hopefully they've played in at least the last 50 years because we get some very obscure ones. Remember, if they're too obscure, no one will get them. It's not actually that fun. And if there's too many clubs, it gets a bit ridiculous. So, act within the bounds of taste, I think. I know you guys put a lot of trouble into your CV game shouts. So you need to list the clubs. Don't do it just yet because I've got one for you all. I need loans as well. Just put loan in brackets if there was a loan. They need to be in the right order and you need to put all the clubs in there, okay? And then you need to name the player. So everybody, have we got any? We've already got a couple in there. Hold on. Don't put any more in there. I will do those. But here is my CV game for you. And I'll open up the comments. First one to get it wins they just win the honour of being the CV game guru. Here we go. Someone's going to get this within 5 seconds, I think. There. West Ham, Swansea on loan, Chelsea, Manchester City, New York City FC. Name the player. Who's going to get it first? Someone's going to get it very quickly. That is your CV game from me. It's dead easy. And, Connor. Connor is the winner. Let's give him a shout out. Of course, that was the great Frank Lampard. I'm talking as a player. I know he's got a lot of pelters as a manager this weekend. But look, you all got that one. Connor got there first. There we go. Let's click on all these people that got it right. You absolute legends. And Frank Lampard was an absolute legend as a player, wasn't he? One of the all-time Premier League top scorers. And he was a midfielder, for goodness sakes. Right. Let's get into this. Crikey Findler. As soon as I see Bulldog Town, I know who it is straight away. And he's appeared on the channel. I'm going to answer that. That's Super Kevin Phillips, isn't it? Joshua, who's going to get this one? Liverpool, Oh, Christ, I'm not going to get this one. Hull on loan, Yeovil, Huddersfield, Leicester, Leeds, Forest, Huddersfield, Cardiff, West Brom, Borough. There is no chance I'm getting that one. Started at Liverpool, went to Hull on loan, Yeovil. Nah. Can anyone get that one? Write Joshua next to it if you are guessing on that one, because we've got far too many coming in for me to keep up. I can't even have a guess on this one. What was that? Bridcut? No, he played for Brighton, didn't he? Anyone got that one? I'm looking down here. No one's getting it, so I'm going to move on. Where should we go? Ollie, Cardiff, Birmingham, Stoke, Palace. No, I've got it. Norwich, Derby, Giuseppe, MK Dons Luton. That's got to be Cameron Jerome. That might be a bad shout. Is it Kevin Stewart for Joshua's? Did he have that many clubs? I know he ended up going from Liverpool to Hull for lots of money, but Lee Peltier, is it? Peltier, it must be Peltier there, not Kev Stewart. Right, let's get as many of these done as we can. Keep your suggestions coming in. Here we go. Blades, Crew on loan, Everton on loan, and then Everton permanently, Barnsley, York City. I thought it was John Stones when it said Barnsley in there. But no, it's absolutely nothing to do with anything. I don't know who that is. Can anyone get that one? Sheffield United to Everton. That's a big pass from me. York City at the end there as well. Anyone get that one? I'm struggling. Derby to Forest. I'm struggling with that one as well. Any answers in there for either of those two? Derby, Forest, Sheffield United. Do any players go from Derby to Forest and vice versa? Very rarely anyone goes from Ipswich to Norwich, but there we go. Right, what do we got in here? Stourbridge, Birmingham, Wickham on loan, Walsall, and then Plymouth. I ain't getting that one, Frank. Write the name of the person who's won your answering. So if you're answering that one, stick Frank in brackets. Mitch Ward. We're going back a bit there, aren't we? What was he? Was he Antipodean of some distraction? Was he Aussie? Mitch Ward? I'm trying to think. Now I'm remembering Mark Ward, who played for Everton as well. What time is it? 3:56. Keep them coming. I ain't getting... Oh, I might get that one. I can see Donker. I think that's El Hadj Diouf, isn't it? Sochaux, Rennes, Lens, Liverpool, Bolton, Sunderland, Blackburn, Rangers, Doncaster, Leeds, Sabah. Never heard of them. Aquatic. But I do think that is El Hadj Diouf. Who is this? Wimbledon, West Ham, Cardiff, Palace, Watford, Reading, Orient, Stevenage, Orient. I'm struggling with that one. I should be able to get it from Wimbledon to West Ham, surely, shouldn't I? I'm struggling. Anybody get it? Can anybody get that one? Write Tom after you answer, so we know which one it is. Oh, there we go. It's Ben Osborne, who left Derby when he was 16. His contract ran. Did he play any games? You got to play some games, else we're not having it. But yeah, little sneaky one in there. Right. Anyone got Tom's one, by the way? I'm going to scroll down before I put another one up. Oh, that's not a bad shout, Sean. Is it Joby McAnuff? Let me look at the clubs again. I think you might be right, actually. Where are we looking? Yeah, he's got to be right there. That's a good shout. Well done. Yes, well done, Sean. Tom's one was Joby McAnuff. Well done. Right. Crikey. Who's getting that? Oh, God. No chance. All of those clubs. Good luck. Just write Fulham 58 if you're going to get that one. I'm not getting that one. I can get that one, though. That's got to be the great Gary McAllister, hasn't it? Motherwell, Leicester, Leeds, Coventry, Liverpool, Coventry. Spurs, Wolves, Blackpool, Fulham. Oh, that's Jamie O'Hara, isn't it? He played for those clubs? Yeah, that's got to be Jamie O'Hara, who's on the radio now, isn't he? Have we done this one? Yeah. It's 3:58, by the way. We'll be in second half time very, very soon. Coventry, Perugia. Oh, I know that's Jay Bothroyd, isn't it? As soon as you see Perugia, it's got to be Jay Bothroyd. Right, let's keep scrolling. Right. Oh, crikey. Shamrock, Waterford, Dunfermline, Dundee, Reading, Leeds. Oh, that's one of the Hunts, and I don't know which one it is. Ipswich, Loan, Southend. That is Stephen Hunt, is it? Pompey, Wigan, Waterford. Alex, Noel Hunt, Stephen Hunt, Noel Hunt, Stephen Hunt. I don't know which one it is. There we go. Oh, Christ, I'm not getting this one, am I? Standard Liège, Paro, Man City, Valencia and Everton on loan, then Valencia, Saint Etienne. Currently, no, I'm not getting that one. Sabah are a Malaysian team, are they? Indeed. Every day is a school day. Crikey. Real Sociedad. Oh, Liverpool, Real Madrid. That's got to be Xabi Alonso, hasn't it? Liverpool to Real Madrid. Surely. Oh, right. My head hurts. Right. I'm going to, sorry if I've missed anybody's out. I'm going to go upwards now. Where am I going to land? Who is Dan Scarr? Never heard of him. I would have struggled with that one. Right. What do we got here? Rangers, Blackpool on loan, Coventry, Sheffield United. Rangers, Blackpool on loan. Right, stick with that one. Anyone get that from Callum? I can't. Coventry, Sheffield United. No, I'm struggling with that one. Anyone got that one? Rangers, Blackpool on... Oh, but Barry... No, he played for Blackburn. That's got to be it, hasn't it? It's John Fleck. I think he's got it, hasn't he? Yeah. Sounds good to me. What do we got here? Right, Villa, Birmingham on loan. God, that's a weird list. Villa and Birmingham, then Sheffield United and Sheffield Wednesday. Who on earth is that? Villa, Birmingham on loan. I don't think Craig, one of the gardeners. But did they ever play for the Sheffield clubs? I don't know. Can anyone get that one? We'll only do one more after this one. So hold your fire for next week. It's been brilliant fun as ever. Who on earth is that? Villa, Birmingham on loan. Sheffield United, Sheffield Wednesday. Come on, we always have loads of Birmingham and Villa fans and Blades and Wednesday fans in here. What's the answer? Oh, Liam Ridgewell. Is that right? Oh, Tom says quite an old one. Is it Ridgewell? Sounds about right, doesn't it? I don't ever remember him going to... Oh, did he end up at West Brom, did he? I can't remember. Controversial player. Surely someone gets it. Who is it? Is it not Ridgewell? Come on. Someone's got to get this one here before we go back to the second half. It's 4:02, so you need to get it pretty soon. Villa Burton. It's not Bannon, is it? He played for Crystal Palace, didn't he? I'm struggling. I think you've beaten us, Tom, there. Anyone got it? Oh, was it Ridgewell? Well done. Who got Ridgewell? Who was that? Derry. Well played, sir. Right. Thank you so much. My sincerest apologies if you get if you get yours missed out, but we will go on to the second half now in the SuperStream. So park the CV game now. Again, my apologies if either it didn't get read out. I get loads of comments coming. Please don't yell at me if I didn't read your one out. Hopefully, most people who put one in got it read out. You know, I wouldn't deliberately miss anybody's out. My apologies, like I say, if you put effort into it and did it. Right, we haven't done a roll call for a while. So I want to give a shout out to all of your teams. So just stick one word or two words, however many it takes, in the chat. Who do you support? Let us know who you're following on the SuperStream today. I want to give a shout out to each and every one of your teams and see who we are represented by. So give me a roll call, guys. Let me know who is your team. I'm going to let it build up for a while. I want to know who you support and see how many teams we got represented here in the SuperStream and give them all a shout out. I'm going to let it roll a little bit longer. It's roll call time. Let me know who your team is and we're going to give them a shout out and we'll see how well we are populated here. Brilliant stuff. Right. Let's give all of these a shout out here. Right. Let's start with Yanis, Fulham, Forest, Leeds, Posh, Derby, Blues, Hatters, Fulham, Wednesday, Blackburn, Forest, Fulham, Reading, that's a new one. Liverpool, that's a new one. Good. Fulham, Swans, good. Frank Lampard and Wayne Rooney's Derby County. Bristol City, good. Luton, Stoke is a new one. Good. Wednesday, we've already had. Forest. Chester, good. That's a new one. Reading, Forest. Baggies, good. Represented. Fulham, Rams. Rotherham, good. Barnsley, good. So many Sky Blues, whoever Forest are playing, Forest Wednesday, Wigan, I can't say that, Anzi, Watford, Bristol City, Newcastle, Luton, Birmingham, QPR, Blackpool. Good. Loads of people represented, and I think it's quite apt that we end with Owen, who says Blackpool. Why? Because Blackpool have just equalised. Our first goal of the second half goes to the pool. It's Blackburn 1, Blackpool 1. We said earlier in the stream, Blackburn led last week and did not win. They're doing the same again today. Marvin Ekpiteta has scored for Blackpool to get the equaliser. Let's see what that does. It was tight as anything, but now Blackburn have just dropped off 2 points from where we had them at 65, back down to 63. Look, you can see them in 8th. Blackpool, 1 point in the last 3. They could do with some points today. They particularly do with not losing and not heading to the old Blackpool Pleasure Beach before the season ends. It is second half time. We are go, go, go. And Marvin Ekpiteta has already given us our first goal of the second half. Mansfield are 4 up against poor old Scunthorpe, who I believe are going down today. And speaking of going down, Millwall 2, Barnsley 0. Well done, Millwall. But the story is that bottom 3 is getting cut adrift badly now. They're all losing. Millwall, Peterborough and Derby are all behind, and Reading are winning. So I think the gap's 11 points. So Barnsley have just gone 2-0 down at Millwall. What we should do is see, given Blackburn have just conceded, how close are Millwall to Blackburn now? They will be 2 points behind. Millwall going to be up to 9th. What is Danny McNamara doing? Danny McNamara, the Millwall right back, has now scored twice, or right wing back rather, now scored twice in this game. If Danny McNamara gets a hat-trick, I'm going to put him on Mount Rushmore, and I'm going to promise to leave him there for 2 weeks, not even just 1. But if Joel Pirro gets a hat-trick before him, then that offer is rescinded. But well played, Danny McNamara. Who'd have thought that? 2 goals for him and 5 goals for Chelsea. Southampton 0, Chelsea 5. Timo Werner is also, I believe, on a hat-trick. I think he's got 2 of those 5 goals now. Saints are getting absolutely annihilated by Chelsea. They're 5-0 down on 49 minutes. Of course, that's 4-0 at half-time. And a few of you have been commenting saying Saints had a couple of 9-0s in recent times. Doncaster 2, Crew 0. Doncaster have just gone 2-0 up. Crew are going down. We knew if Crew lost today, they would be relegated. They are 2-0 down against Doncaster, who've had a dreadful season and may well drop themselves in the next few weeks. It is Doncaster 2, Crew 0. That Saints halftime talk worked then? Apparently not. Southampton love a 9-0. Okay. Millwall 2, Barnsley 1. Is this the start of a mad chase to survival for Barnsley from 11 points back and 2-0 down? They just went 2-0 down. They've got it back to 2-1. Millwall 2, Barnsley 1. We will await the goal scorer. I mean, it's as you were at the start of the half, as in Barnsley a goal behind and 11 points adrift of Reading as things stand. Did I see another? Ramal Palmer, who broke into the team last year under a bigger Val. Saints are well and truly on the beach. They're having a lovely old time, aren't they? Barnsley got one back. Yes, indeed, they did. What's the best game I've ever been to? It is an Ipswich game, actually. Is Ipswich 5, Bolton 3 in the playoff semi-final second leg in the year 2000. You will never, ever see anything like that again. DM me and I'll talk to you about that all day long. What a game that was. Ben, what do Ipswich need to do to get promoted this season? Score about 81 points just to get in the playoffs, probably. So, be better than they have been. Game stopped at Swansea. Major crowd trouble. That doesn't sound good. Hopefully all is well at Swansea. We don't like any type of crowd trouble, let alone major crowd trouble. I don't know what Tom's source is for that. Maybe you can tell us a bit more in the chat. That does not sound good. Ben, do you know what Fulham need for promotion from here? Well, if Forest had have lost today, Fulham would have gone up tomorrow with a win over Coventry. So I assume they just need to win the next 2 games if we're adding 3 points on for Forest. That's very basic maths. So there we go. Gary Rowett, what's happened to the nil F in nils? Oh, he loves it, doesn't he? He's the new Bielsa now, Rowett. Goals everywhere. Best Ipswich player ever. My favourite is Marcus Stewart, but I'm well informed that Kevin Peachey is the best Ipswich player ever. Preston 2, QPR 0. Is Mark Warburton going to last until 6 o'clock tonight? Yes, Preston are 2-0 up against Derby. QPR. Preston are not playing Derby. I've got Derby on the brain. I'm reading some comments there. Sorry. My bad. Preston 2, QPR 0. And big problems for Mark Warburton. It's going to be 7 defeats in 8. QPR are stinking this out right royally now, aren't they? What else have we got here? Derby live stream showed it. Fans breaking segregation. That is not good. Hopefully that can be sorted out as quickly as possible. Cameron Archer. Now, he's an interesting one, isn't he? Cameron Archer has scored the second goal for Preston against QPR. I suspect there'll be quite the queue of clubs to take him on loan next season because he's been really good for Preston. He looks like championship goals, doesn't he? So I don't think he's going to get anywhere near that Villa first team, is he? Especially with what we're hearing. Are Chelsea going to score 10 today? Tell me in the chat. Southampton 0, Chelsea 6. Am I going to retire Man United 9, Ipswich 0 as a Premier League record or joint record? Are Chelsea going to score 10? They are 6-0 up now. Has Werner got the hat-trick? I wonder. 54 minutes played, and it is 6-0 to Chelsea, who are absolute. I don't know. Look, we've run out of words when it went 4-5-6 now, so they're destroying Saints. 6-0. Will it be 10? Will it be 10? Game will die out at 9. There we go. Just the 9. Goodness me. Fed up of QPR, Sam. Hang in there, Samuel. Excuse me. Hang in there, my friend. Did Fleetwood go 2-0 up? I must have missed that one if they did. Someone smartened me up in the chat. Ben, since Norwich are relegated again, or maybe, what can be done to stop them, to keep them from yo-yo? Precious little under the current system. I think they will be hot favourites to get themselves back promoted again. But I've given my thoughts many, many times on the financial cliff edge between the Premier League and the Championship and the haves and have-nots within the Championship. Fleetwood goal disallowed. There we go. I knew there was a reason I hadn't written it down. Mount scored the goal. It's 6-0. Desert Toon. 6-0. Goodness me, to Chelsea. They're away from home as well. QPR fallen off a cliff. 7 defeats in 8. We think will go through today. They are 2-0 down. It's 4:13 on the Saturday SuperStream. So we're coming up about 55 minutes now into all of our games. Do let me know how it's going. Need a Borough goal for $2,500. You got to send us in the slip so we believe you, Jimmy. But good luck if that is indeed the case. George, lovely sitting here, basically promoted and just enjoying the football. There you go. Fulham fan, I'm guessing. Swansea and Derby have started again. Good news. Let's hope the trouble is over there. I promise, says Jimmy. Well, good luck. Of course, we do need to see the slip to give you full congratulations. We get lots of claims about people winning money here in the chat. Yes, and Samuel is totally right. Don't forget to give me a like on the stream. Please do. We're at 128 likes. That's interesting. 2 people at the same time asked me about the Grand National. I have no idea about the Grand National, but if you want, list some of the problem is now I've just stitched myself up because people are going to put fake names of horses that don't exist, and I'll say that one's going to win. So I won't pick a winner for the Grand National for you. Beans, I know absolutely nothing about horse racing, but when is that? Is it about 5 o'clock after all is done in the football? David, the one kidney man here. Welcome, David. Forest going well. Another couple of goals to settle the nerves. Yes, I'll admit I'm still not in the Forest second place club yet. Give me a couple more weeks if I'm going to get there. I still think that is Bournemouth to lose. The Mighty Thunder. There we go. We'll go with Hughes' horse then. I'm behind the Mighty Thunder at 28-1. That's good. See, these are the names that we thought would come in. Interesting goal has just occurred at the Select Car Leasing Stadium, Reading. It's 1-1. Cardiff have equalised. Reading 1, Cardiff 1. So that gap in terms of the relegation line, let's bring it up, will now have dropped back, I think, to just the 9 points. That goal hasn't gone through yet on the Sofa Score table. Reading, we think, are about to drop off. There it goes to 38. Barnsley goal, and it's as you were. They're 2-1 down at Millwall. So, slight little change there. Obviously, the bottom three are still in deep stuck, aren't they, at the bottom of the Championship? But Alfie Doughty, former Charlton player, has scored for Cardiff. It's Reading 1, Cardiff 1 over at the SCL. Calvin Phillips is coming on for Leeds. Well, that is great news. Great to see him back, a dearly departed favourite there. QPR plus Warburton looking like us with Big Val. Change needed earlier. I like Warburton, but it's certainly going very badly. Cameron Archer is going to be an England regular. Well, if I had £1, David, for every player I was told was going to become an England regular, I'd have lots of pounds. But look, long way to go for Cameron Archer. I share the Villa fans' enthusiasm. I think he needs another season. He needs a full season in the Championship next year to build himself up. But I get the funny feeling, David will know more than me being a Villa fan. I get the feeling, David, that there might be some money spent on the Villa attack in the summer for sure. Right. Is it time for a sweep, or should we wait another 5-10 minutes or so? We won't do it just yet. What we will do is we'll check in with the WhatAcker picks. Arsenal to beat Brighton is not happening yet. Forest to beat Birmingham is happening. Someone's going to have to help me out with Salford and Mansfield are definitely winning. How is Salford going against Harrogate? I don't know. What I do know is Barnsley just got a lifeline from Cardiff scoring at Reading. They've just gone 3-1 down. So maybe I'll keep my powder dry on any possible change down at the bottom. It's Millwall 3, Barnsley 1. Has Danny McNamara, the right wing back, got the hat trick though? He'd already scored twice today. Has he scored a third for Millwall? We're about to find out. Millwall 3, Barnsley 1. The bottom three looking doomed today. Things can change, but it does not look good for Barnsley, Derby and Peterborough. Remember, both, all three of the bottom three in the Championship are all losing. What have we got here? Burke is the goal scorer for Millwall. There we go. Thank you. What are my thoughts on the Sheffield United penalty decision? The one on Gibbs White? I thought it should have been a penalty. Yeah, and I think if they had VAR, it would have been given a penalty as well. Those refs need some help. West Brom needs some help. They're 2-0 down at home to Stoke. I had that one the other way round. I had West Brom winning that one. Wrong again. It looks like, unless there's a mad comeback, West Brom 0, Stoke 2. People think I've got it in for Michael O'Neill. I haven't, but he certainly needs to keep winning, else I don't think he'll be in a job long term. But winning is exactly what he's doing. And in fact, he did win 2 of the last 3, didn't he? O'Neill. They beat Sheffield United and beat Millwall. Lost to Reading at the weekend. But if they were to win today, and they are 2-0 up now, Stoke, we're just waiting for a goal scorer. Joe Ward has been red carded for Peterborough. Bad to worse for the Posh. They're behind at Bristol City. Could be 3 wins in 4 for Stoke. They're 2-0 up. We've just got to not concede 2 goals, basically, and they're going to win this game. Jacob Brown. How many goals? Someone let me know in the chat. How many goals has Jacob Brown scored this season? Typical Stoke. Is there such thing as typical Stoke other than being grossly inconsistent? But I know exactly what you mean, James. Very, very hard to call. That's an absolutely disgusting image, Yanis. Steve Bruce eating doner kebabs on the beach. Good old Brucey. Having a lovely old time. Yes, lots of people telling me about the Posh red card. Who was that? It was Ward, wasn't it? I believe. How are Swansea playing? We've got anyone watching Swansea who can smarten mad gifts up? They are 2-1 up, of course, against Darby. Please hit the like button if you're enjoying the show. In fact, let's do a like spike. We're on 135 likes. Please do if you're watching the Super Stream right now, and I can see a lot of you are. Let's see if we can get a like spike. And can we get ourselves up to 150 likes? It's all a little bit of fun with the like spike gimmick, but it really does help the channel grow, and it helps hopefully us get some new subscribers and get that debate really cycling in the comments even better than it already is. And it's great already, isn't it? Stoke is pretty consistent. They've been 16, 15. Well, yes, but they've also been high up and then low down, which they weren't 16, 15, and 14 around that area the whole season, I think is where the inconsistency comes from, Tom, doesn't it? They always look like they're going to have a good season and then come down with the Christmas decorations, apparently so. I think Warburton for what he's done. I thank Warburton for what he's done, but he's lost the team. Does look like that. I don't agree with the taken as far as can. I think I've thought a few times Warburton can get someone promoted, but maybe Dave's right. He's never done it, has it? Ooh, Rotherham 0, Charlton 1. Rotherham a third. Interesting. Very, very interesting. And if we get MK, are they level? I can't remember. Let's check in on League One, where I apparently have no idea what's going on. All I do know is that Charlton have just taken the lead at Rotherham, which interests me greatly. We'll get the goal scorer in a sec. Rotherham behind against Charlton. Before we check League One, I just want to say a huge thank you because we've got a super chat in here. €7 from Wolves FI. Thank you so, so much. It's not the first time he has super chatted. Very, very kind indeed, Wolves FI. Please do, if you want to support the channel, please do contribute on Super Chat. George Dobson is the goal scorer for Charlton. Let's check out the top of League One. So as things stand, it's going to be a really good day for Wigan. Look at that. Wigan are leading at Lincoln and both MK, so they're losing at Wimbledon, aren't they? And Rotherham are now behind. Potentially, Wigan going 4 points clear at the top, but also 6 points clear of Rotherham in terms of, the actual promotion race. Both Wigan and Rotherham have 2 games in hand on MK. Are you keeping up, everybody? Goodness me. Right, where was I going to go? There was something useful I had to do right now, and I can't remember what it was. Oh, dear. Too many things going around my head. Let's just go into the comments, and I'll see if I remember. I was going to do something useful for sure. Tom, you absolute legend. Thank you so, so much. Thank you. 79p on the Super Chat. Thank you so, so much, Tom. Very, very kind. This will always be free here on YouTube. Middlesbrough goal disallowed. What's going on there, I wonder? I know what I had to do. Bit boring, actually. I had to put an Accrington goal on the... No offence to Accrington fans. Oh, interesting. Bolton 1, Sheffield United 0 as well. No, that's been disallowed. Goals are not happening that I think are happening, but we do know that Accrington have equalised against Fleetwood. Does that help out anybody down the bottom? Probably Wimbledon, actually. Let's have a look and see what that means down at the bottom. So Fleetwood hacked 2 points off them. We said they like to take the lead and not win. Well, like to do it. They have a habit of doing it. I'm sure they don't like it very much at all. But So I'm just laughing because Peterborough have equalised against Bristol City and they've gone down. How on earth has that happened? Anyway, we'll come to that in a sec. So look, Fleetwood 39, Morecambe 38. They're behind. Wimbledon are leading 37. Gillingham are behind against Wickham 36. So tight on the edges there. But we think Crewe are down today. Crewe are behind against Doncaster. Their maximum upside after the day will be 37. And you can see Morecambe started the day with 38. So Crewe are going down, but the rest of the race absolutely on. What is going on? Peterborough have equalised. Peterborough, who went down to 10 men and then decided they were going to equalise. I don't quite understand how Bristol City have allowed that to happen, but they have indeed. So let's give Posh some credit then. Bristol City won. Peterborough won. Who scored? Hasn't popped up yet, but we think we have a Posh equaliser. A couple of minutes ago, it's not up on Gillette yet. So anyone know the goal scorer? Anybody? Oh, there you go, Jimmy. That's the end of the 2.5k. No good. Who scored for Peterborough? Who scored? Groundhog Day, Saturday afternoon, watching the SuperStream, waiting for a package miracle. Oh, Vindaloo. We love it. Johnson, Clark, Harris. How many is that for the season? What, has he got 6 or 7? Yeah. I expect him to get double figures. Can he still do it? Have Darby got a penalty? Anybody know? That'll bring it back to 2-2. Interesting. Rubs chin. Reading our level now. So if anyone was to take advantage, we've seen Peterborough just get an equaliser. But draws really are no good at this stage now with that gap as it is. Someone in the bottom 3, if they're going to get anywhere near Reading, needs to probably win 2 out of 3 games to get us close. And for Reading to drop off a little bit. Clark Harris for Posh with the equaliser on 65 in that one. Bristol City 1. Peterborough 1. Annie. As soon as that goal went in, I thought of Annie, who's our Bristol City correspondent, isn't he? David, if you were Gerrard, where would you send Archer on loan next season? I'd send him back to Preston, wouldn't you? He's going to play every week, probably. He's going to score a load of goals. Maybe, no disrespect to Preston, he could get... could he get a parachute team? I don't know. Will he play every week? I don't know. But I definitely loan him back to the Championship, David. Again, you would know more about it than me being a Villa fan. But I think that'd be good for his development. Arsenal 0, Brighton 2. Spurs fans will be celebrating that. That's been our narrative in terms of the top 4 race. They play David's Villa team later on. But let's not make it about them. Let's give Brighton some credit. They're winning 2-0. At the Emirates. We knew that Trossard had scored the opener in the first half. And they have now added a second. And speaking of adding goals, Cole Stockton has added another one to his very, very impressive tally. And it's Cambridge 1, Morecambe 1. Now, we thought about 5 minutes ago Bolton had taken the lead against Sheffield Wednesday. They didn't. And now... Sheffield Wednesday have taken the lead at Bolton. So we'll check out the League One table and see what that Cole Stockton goal does at the bottom. And in terms of the playoff race, what does that Sheffield Wednesday goal mean? Enoch Mwepu is the goal scorer for Brighton. So let's give Brighton full kudos and have a look at the top 4 race as well. So Spurs with a chance at Villa to go 3 points clear. Now, looks like Arsenal are going to lose. Brighton going to end their bad run. It looks like they are 2 up at Arsenal. Right, let's head down to League One, where both Morecambe and Sheffield Wednesday just scored. So we must go and check in with League One. So Wednesday are... It says they're level on there. Has that goal definitely happened? Jordan Story has scored. Come on, Safe Score. Catch up. Wednesday are about to jump up 2 points. And this is bad news for Sunderland. Sunderland and Oxford are level. They are going to get left adrift, aren't they? With Sheffield Wednesday winning again. They're about to go up to 75 points Wednesday. There you go. And up they go above Wickham into 5th position. And it's all... Someone needs to win that game between Sunderland and Oxford. They are getting left behind, especially Oxford, who are going to be at game 42 at the end of today. So really, really big last 20 minutes or so at the Kassam. Oxford and Sunderland are level, aren't they? 1 2-1. And somebody needs to win that game, else both of those sides, big clubs by League One standards, certainly Sunderland, a giant club by League One standards, but they're going to be down for another season, potentially with Barnsley, Darby and Peterborough joining League One as well, the way things are going. And that incredibly high tide in League One, striking again now, not just for my team, Ipswich and Pompey and the rest of that chasing pack who've been left well adrift. It's now striking for the likes of Sunderland and Oxford. I think Oxford have been in the playoffs the past couple of seasons. Salford are leading against Harrogate. That's not relevant in terms of the top three divisions, but it will be relevant when we look at the WatchAlong, Winacker, fingers crossed there. Joe Ironside has scored for Cambridge from the spot. Cambridge 2, Morecambe 1. So Morecambe had just got back in it. Sorry, we didn't go down and look at the bottom of the table, did we? My bad. I was too preoccupied with looking at the top. Having just got back in it, Morecambe are behind again. And Cambridge, they're just a nuisance, aren't they? Having a really good season, Cambridge, and a nice run. It's going to be 3 wins in 4 if they do convert that. And Morecambe, yes, Wimbledon are catching right up today. And in the dearly departed derby, the big game you picked out in the Premier League, you lot, is Watford 0, Leeds 2. Is that decisive for Leeds? Is that decisive for Watford? Are Leeds now staying up? Are Watford now properly going down? You tell me in the chat. It's going to be 10 points from 4 for Leeds today. They've gone 2-0 up and there are 73 minutes played. We'll get the goal scorer up for you in a second. Clinton Morrison is just describing it on Gillette, but Leeds are 2-0 up. We always have a lot of Leeds fans watch the channel. They're going to be happy campers today, our Leeds friends. They are 2-0 up against Watford, and Rodrigo is the scorer. What has happened to Millwall and Gary Rowett today? 4-1, to Millwall. And I'm going to put shocked eyes on here. Let's wait and see if that goes through. Middlesbrough 0, Hull 1, and at exactly the same time, Blackburn 2, Blackpool 1. Oh no, it's been disallowed Blackburn, but we think Hull lead at Middlesbrough. That is a shocker because prior to Fulham winning there, look, Fulham are the best team in the league. We get that. Prior to that, Middlesbrough had won 8 straight games, I believe, at the Riverside. Surely they're not going to lose to Hull, are they? Middlesbrough 0, Hull 1. Keane Lewis Potter has scored. Millwall also went 4-1 up. Benik Afobe and Millwall having a lovely old party down at the Den at Barnsley's expense. But Keane Lewis Potter has given Chris Wilder and Middlesbrough a headache in the playoff chase. We know it's breakneck speed, well, frankly, in the Championship and in League One in the playoff race. But have a look at this. Middlesbrough, as things stand, will be 3 points adrift with 6 games to go. And we suggested it was the home form that was going to get them in there. Since I said that, they've won 2 away games. And now they're going to lose 2 straight home games if things stay as they are. A surprise in the Championship. Middlesbrough 0, Hull 1. Worth. Keno, says Sam. Well, absolutely. 9 defeats in a row for Watford. Looks like relegation. Absolutely agree with that. West Brom have just got a goal back. Cat amongst pigeons. Agree with that one, Annie, wholeheartedly. West Brom 1, Stoke 2, by the way. Does that mean anything to anybody? We think both of those are on the beach. But, hey, could mean something for Michael O'Neill. The Stoke, I'm going to get accused of being anti-Michael O'Neill again. Should West Brom come back, if Stoke win, that would be a very good win for Michael O'Neill, who I like very much, but fear for his job if Stoke finish kind of around where they are right now. West Brom 1, Stoke 2. Baggies get a goal back. Right. Do we have time for a sweep? Nobody apart from Forest wants playoffs. Yeah. Forest are only one up, though. You know, a Birmingham equaliser could make a big difference there. Salford 2, Harrogate 0. Now, what I need to do now is bring up the Winacker. And, oh, God, Arsenal are going to let us down, aren't they? Look, Forest are winning, Salford are winning, and Mansfield are winning. But Brighton are 2-0 up against Arsenal. So I'm going to give it a Warnock on the Winacker. What about the BTTS? Oh, we're going to have a bad day, aren't we? Bristol City and Posh have BTTS'd. But what are Watford going to score against Leeds? What's happening between Swindon and Newport, you lot, as well? Oh, Cheltenham 1, Pompey 0. Could that be a Mount Rushmore goal for us? I wonder. We've got Alfie May on Mount Rushmore. And Cheltenham have just taken the lead against Pompey. Cheltenham 1, Portsmouth 0 in League One. Celtic 7, St Johnstone 0 in the, I was going to say, in the ever-competitive Scottish Premier League. Obviously, we do have a side winning 6-0 in the English Premier League as well. So that would be very unfair to our Scottish compadres. And Wigan have gone 3-1 up against Lincoln. This could be such a good day for Wigan. MK are losing, Rotherham are losing, and Wigan are winning. There is no Mount Rushmore. There is no Mount Rushmore goal for us, by the way, guys. It's Liam Sercombe who's scored scored for Cheltenham. Let me have a look here. Where's my Mount Rushmore? There we go. Brennan Johnson, Alfie May, Elijah Adebayo. He's not going to score, but we're keeping him on because he scored last week. And Scott Twine. We are lacking Mount Rushmore goals today. Let's just say, come on, our Mount Rushmore lads. If Adebayo scores on Monday for Lincoln, it still counts, doesn't it? Doesn't it? Right. It is, it's 4:36. I haven't done winners and losers yet. Let me know, who are your big winners and who are your big losers? I nominate Southampton as big losers. I nominate Leeds and Brighton as big winners. I nominate Nottingham Forest as big winners. I nominate Middlesbrough as big losers. I nominate QPR as big losers as well. Surely the biggest winners, though, have got to be Wigan so far. It's all going their way. And will Sunderland and Oxford be our big losers? Let me know your big winners and big losers in the chat. Wigan definitely big winners. Big losers could be Rotherham today. Agree. Let me know your thoughts on your big winners and big losers. It's 4:37. Will I get for a sweep without a goal going in? I'm going to promise that I'm going to do it. No, I'm not. Nottingham Forest 2, Birmingham 0. Forest are going third. Let's just scratch it off now. Forest are going third. And if Brennan Johnson is the goal scorer, that could be a Mount Rushmore goal for us. Forest have gone 2-0 up. Well played. I think, is that 5 wins in a row for the Forest? I think it's 13 wins in 19 games as well. They are on red hot form. The only thing that could stop Forest, will their legs go at any point? If they don't, Forest are the ones, aren't they? They are the ones. Forest 2, Birmingham 0. Just as I was going to do a sweep, I'll tell you what we'll do instead. Let's go to that live championship table where you can see Nottingham Forest in third. Scott McKenna has scored, I'm assuming, from a set play because he's a centre-half. Look at that. Going to go on to 67 points. 6 behind second place Bournemouth. I will maintain my position. This is Bournemouth's to throw away. But throw away they are currently doing because they've scored 1 point in the last 2, Bournemouth. Forest, 6 points in the last 2. And, for God's sake, 15 points out of 15. Forest on fire. Well played, Stevie Cooper. Gillingham have equalised against Wycombe. That will have implications at both the top and the bottom, with Gillingham in the relegation picture and Wycombe in the playoff picture. Does that open up the door slightly for Sunderland or Oxford, should one of those two decide to get a winning goal in that big head-to-head game? Let's see what that's done to the live league table. So, Wycombe dropped to 73, which now means were either Sunderland or especially Sunderland to score, they would go level on points. Look how tight that is. They would also be exactly the same, 69-49 on the goal difference. Ridiculous. Look down the bottom as well for Gillingham. They're now tied on points with Morecambe. only goal difference, and probably Cole Stockton's goals, frankly, separating Gillingham and Morecambe as things stand. Am I going to be able to do a sweep at any point? For goodness sakes, every time I start one, somebody scores. Oh, MK have just equalised at the top. MK. Sorry, can I just... T. Richardson, that is absolute nonsense. I do not doubt if Forest have the legs. I'm saying that's the only thing that could stop them. I'm not saying that's going to happen. Listen very closely to what I'm going to say. I'm going to say it for the 500th time. The only thing that could stop Forest is if they run out of legs or energy. I'm not saying that's going to happen. You got two of these and one of these. Listen very, very carefully. Don't take it personally. Forest are doing very, very, very well. Don't be a snowflake. You'll melt very, very quickly. I'm not saying Forest are going to run out of legs. I'm saying at the moment that's the only thing that could possibly stop them. Do not misinterpret what I am saying. Again, I will reiterate, I am not saying Forest will run out of legs. I'm saying at the moment that looks like the only thing that could possibly stand in their way. Are we clear? I hope we are. And enjoy it if you are a Forest fan. For God's sake, don't pick up on things that I've said and willfully or otherwise misinterpret them. Anyway, Wimbledon won. Troy Parrott as well. We had him on loan at Ipswich. Wimbledon won. MK Dons 1. That is a big goal at the top of League One. Wimbledon 1, MK Dons 1. Let's take a look at the top of that table again. MK really need the win, don't they? But Rotherham are behind. So look, a draw will do for now. I'm going to Rotherham next weekend to see Ipswich play. Rotherham, are they going to throw it away, having looked complete, solid contenders? Oh, for God's sake. Why are you picking me up on my pronunciation, Bet MMA? If you don't pronounce your A's, that's on you. And by the way, the first sign of tyranny is policing people's language. So let it go, man, for God's sake. MK, goal. Yes, indeed. Did I just miss another one? I think. Oh, Reading 1, Cardiff 2. Is the relegation fight back on? The bottom three are not doing any good, but we could have everybody losing now. Reading 1, Cardiff 2. Reading have gone behind. How about that? Reading 1, Cardiff 2. There you go. Let's take a look at the bottom of the championship. Again, it was, I think, was it 11 points earlier in the stream? I can't remember. It changes so many times, doesn't it? There we go. So Reading are now behind. How about that? And the gap is 8 points still. And Peterborough, the only one in the bottom four, picking up a point. And they're down to 10 men as well, as things stand. Of course, Will Volks has scored for Cardiff. Reading 1, Cardiff 2. All change. And Watford 0, Leeds 3. It's going to be a big one for Leeds. Watford 0, Leeds 3. Could be decisive as well. We will await the goal scorer. Rafinha and Rodrigo had scored the opening 2. Woof indeed. Love you. There you go. Anyone who corrects anyone's pronunciation, you just have to be grown up with pronunciation. I, for one, do not expect all 8 billion people on the planet to pronounce every word in the same way. And therefore don't correct people accordingly. But there we go. He's back in my good books with the 3 kisses. Is there a pitch invasion at Scunthorpe? I don't know. Jack Harrison has scored. Watford are coming back to the championship. It is all going on. Our Middlesbrough are going to be big losers as well. Middlesbrough 0, Hull 1. How about that? Leeds are going to be big winners today. They are 3-0 up. I can't say... Well, there's a difference between actually saying the word wrong and people correcting your pronunciation of the word. If you get the letters in the wrong order, fine, I take that. But either pronouncing an A or not pronouncing an A, I think we can get past that, can't we? Hopefully. Watford, new manager soon. Yeah. I can't read that one out. Insert name here. There we go. Right. Is it time to put up my late goals drill? I don't think it is yet. Let me just check the times. We normally go about 86. Yeah, come on. Let's do it. Get your shouts in. Where's the late goal going to be, everybody? There's always a late goal.
Thomas, it's up for grabs now!
Do you know what? It might be at Ipswich because Cameron Burgess has just been sent off. Ipswich down to 10. Where do you think the late goal is going to be today? I'm talking about one that changes the outcome of a game from win to draw or from draw to defeat. It's the same thing, really, isn't it? But you know what I mean. Let me know. Where is the late goal going to be? Hopefully not against Ipswich, but they're down to 10 men. I don't like it. It's going to be at Blackburn. Is it going to be at West Brom? Is it going to be at Blackpool? Bristol City at Derby? Where is the late goal going to be? Riverside, Derby, pointless but hopeful. Late goal for Peterborough. Where is the late goal going to be? Woof. We are into 87 minutes. Is it going to be at Reading? Is it going to be at Wimbledon MK? Is it going to be at Pompey? Is it going to be at Arsenal? Someone's going to be right. Someone's always right in the chat. Rotherham will score 2 goals. I wouldn't put it past them, actually. Rotherham, the League One gurus. Reading, Oldham, Reading. Where is the late goal going to be? Who are Coventry playing? Don't Coventry always score in the... Oh, no, they play tomorrow. There you go. So it won't be... I bet Shrewsbury are going to score now. Ipswich are down to 10 as well. Will it be at Middlesbrough? That's quite likely, actually, a Middlesbrough equaliser. Ewood or Bristol City or Oxford Sunderland. That would be interesting if we get a late goal there. It's 4:45. We are into late goal territory. You've had your says. I'm going to play the jingle one more time. There's always a late goal.
Thomas, it's up for grabs now!
Oh, dear. Right, let's try and do a sweep. Someone will undoubtedly score probably 2 seconds into the sweep, but I'm doing it anyway, and I'll try and keep up. You keep me appraised in the chat. So it's Arsenal 0, Brighton 2, ruining our What-Acker Win-Acker today. Everything else is coming in. Saints 0, Chelsea 6, Watford 0, Leeds 3. In the Championship, Blackburn 1, Blackpool 1. We're starting to get into 90 minutes in our games now. Bristol City 1, Posh 1, Borough 0, Hull 1. By the way, for any of those Championship bottom 3, if they can win, that includes Peterborough, they will close up on Reading, who are now behind against Cardiff. Millwall 4, Barnsley 1. They're not going to do it. Middlesbrough 0, Hull 1. Forest 2, they're going 3rd. Birmingham 0. Preston 2, QPR 0. Reading 1, Cardiff 2. Swansea 2, Derby 1. West Brom 1, Stoke 2. In League 1, Wimbledon 1, MK 1. Bolton 0, Sheffield Wednesday 1. Burton 0, Plymouth 0. Cambridge 2, Morecambe 1. Cheltenham 1, Portsmouth 0. Doncaster 2, Crewe 0. Crewe are going down in about 5 minutes' time. Fleetwood 1, Accrington 1. Gillingham 1, Wickham 1. Lincoln 1, Wigan 3, Oxford 1, Sunderland 1. Someone needs to score in that one. No, Wickham level now, aren't they? Oh, less pressure on that one for sure. Now, where am I? Rotherham 0, Charlton 1, surprise, surprise. Shrewsbury 0, Ipswich 1, but Ipswich down to 10. Cameron Burgess, red card. Did we get through the sweep without anyone daring to score? I think we just about did. Let's go back to some of your comments. As 3 players get sent off in 3 different games, or are they in the same games? Who knows? On the Gillette ticker down there. So more red cards coming in. Cardiff have scored. Is that a new... Have Cardiff scored again? Is it going to be 3-1? Is it going to be 3-1? Hoping there's no late goal at Borough from a Forest perspective. You wouldn't put it past them, would you? You would not put it past them. Did I hear rumours of a Cardiff goal? We will find out imminently. My phone is so backed up with notifications. It's not true. I can't see anything going on there. We are into stoppage time in a lot of our games. There's always a late goal. Let's start looking at the Championship table as it's going to be. Oh, there's a late goal. It's a huge late goal in League 1. Oxford 1, Sunderland 2. That's really bad news for Oxford in this ridiculous high tide season. And Sunderland, they scored in the 95th minute through Broadhead last week. They've done it again. They've scored in the 89th minute today. Oxford 1, Sunderland 2. How about that? We await the goal scorer. Lewis Wing has been red carded for Wickham. Could get even better for Sunderland if Wickham were to actually lose their level at the moment. They're down to 10 men for the last 4 minutes. But Sunderland, I think a few of you suggested the late goal may come there, and it has. Oxford 1, Sunderland 2. Who scored it? I don't think they care. Let's get that League 1 table up because it will be all change there, particularly in that playoff race. And scoring late goals to win games is never a bad thing. Arsenal 1, Brighton 2 in the Premier League. There is the League One table for your perusal after that Sunderland goal. So they will go into 6th. The Mackhams and Wickham are down to 10. So the chances of Wickham getting a late winner, Wickham like to get late winners though, don't they? So Wickham down to 7th, and Oxford, that could be a killer for them. A 4-point gap is potentially going in there. Elliot Embleton is the goal scorer. Sunderland have done it. They are 2-1 up. Land of Sun have done it. Fleetwood down to 10. Red card there. And yeah, Phil is right. Arsenal have just got a goal back against Brighton. I do not know the goal scorer. Saints have been put out of their misery. Full times in the Premier League. 6-0. Southampton have lost to Chelsea, and Leeds win 3-0 against Watford today. Those are both full times. Martin Ødegaard has scored for Arsenal. They're still 2-1 down. A point would help, though. Anything will do in that top 4 race, with Spurs playing later on at 5:30 for that top 4 race. They play at Aston Villa at 5:30. Worth. Let's check out this championship latest table. I'm sure there'll be a late goal. There's always a late goal somewhere that'll change it. But as things stand, Forest are going 3rd. I think that one's all done. They are 2-0 up against Birmingham. Blackburn are level. A winning goal would take them against Blackpool. A winning goal would take them level on points. Middlesbrough are having a bad one. They are losing at home to Hull, who are down in 20th. Hey, maybe Hull are the bottom 5 winners or what have you. They're the only team down there winning at the moment, aren't they? You can see everybody else losing. Anyway, let me work my way down. Millwall are 4-1 up against Barnsley. They're going to win. QPR are going to lose again, aren't they? They're 2 down against Preston. 7 defeats in 8. That will be for QPR. West Brom are 2-1 down against Stoke. Swansea are leading still against Derby. 2-1. There were a flurry of goals in the first half there. Oh, interesting goal again at the top of League One. Sheffield Wednesday have conceded. It's Bolton 1, Sheffield Wednesday 1. It gets even better for Sunderland. Wednesday 1, Bolton 1, Wednesday 1. Does that change the order again? Hack 2 points off Sheffield Wednesday. A late equaliser for Bolton Wanderers. Let's see whether that does or does not move anything. It makes it tighter though, doesn't it? Look at that now. Wednesday back on 1 point means Wednesday 73, Sunderland 73, Wickham 73, Oxford 69, Ipswich 67. It's the hope that kills you. Ipswich down to 10. So we've got our late equaliser for Shrewsbury penciled in for about 10 minutes time because that one has been delayed. MJ Williams is the goal scorer for Bolton. There is always a late goal. Keep your comments coming. Yes, and indeed, smash the like button. Hit that like button. 148 likes. See if you can get us over 150. Friday is massive. Bournemouth v Borough, Luton v Forest. I will be at. Oh, God. There you go. Right on cue. Shrewsbury 1, Ipswich 1. You knew it was coming. Didn't you? Sean Wally, who was actually red carded at Portman Road, I believe, last season. Or was it season before? I don't remember. It's season before, I think. QPR have just got a goal back, by the way. Preston 2, QPR 1. Too little, too late, one would assume. There, QPR have got one back. So it's Preston 2, QPR 1. That is a late goal that probably won't affect the outcome, but we'll see. QPR, well, needed it. In fact, full time straight away, so we can be quiet about that one. And it's 7 defeats in 8 for Mark Warburton. And QPR, they lose again. Right, let's do a sweep because we do have full times coming in. There is a late goal in the Championship, but it's not going to affect the outcome of West Brom v Stoke. Stoke were 2-1 up. They've just gone 3-1 up in stoppage time. Stoke are going to win at the Hawthorns. Michael O'Neill gets the victory. Let's go for a sweep. We were going to do it. So we're getting full times coming in thick and fast. It's Arsenal 1, Brighton 2. That's the only game still going in the Premier League. Chelsea have won 6-0 at Southampton. Leeds have won 3-0 at Watford. We've got full times in the Championship. I'll include the 12:45 because it's important. Sheffield United 0, Bournemouth 0. Blackburn 1, Blackpool 1. Blackburn drop points. Again, playoff hopes. Well, you tell me. Bristol City 1, Peterborough 1. I think Peterborough, the only team in the bottom 4 to score a point today. Lewis Baker was the goal scorer for Stoke to put them 3-1 up. Middlesbrough 0, Hull 1 is a full time. That is a real stinker for Middlesbrough. Didn't expect that one. And I believe they got Bournemouth on Friday away. They really could have done with a 3-pointer today. Millwall 4, Barnsley 1. Playoff hopes still alive, possibly. Forest 2, Birmingham 1. Playoff hopes very much alive. And lots of people looking at Forest for second. I'm not quite there yet, but hey, another 2 games like the last 2, i.e. 5 points changed hands, and it will be all a lot tighter. Still 6 points gap in this one. Late goal. Important one for Accrington Stanley. Less so for Accrington, more for Fleetwood. I wonder, what does that do for Fleetwood? They're going to get a 0-pointer. It's Accrington winning 2-1 now at Fleetwood in stoppage time. Have they thrown away a lead again to lose today, Accrington? Let me keep piling through these. Preston 2, QPR 1. Rangers, surely that's the playoffs. The form there, and they're not going to turn that around now. Reading 1, Cardiff 2. Cardiff doing a favour for all the teams in the bottom 3, and none of them can reciprocate. Swansea 2, Derby 1. Is that Derby done? I don't know. The games are running out thick and fast, aren't they? West Brom 1, Stoke 3. So it's Michael Nottingham, the goal scorer. In fact, we'll go to a League One table and see what that does for Fleetwood down at the bottom. Look at that. So Lincoln 38, Morecambe 38, Gillingham 38, all tied up now after that Accrington goal at Fleetwood. Means that Fleetwood are going to lose today, although could they do anything in the remaining seconds in stoppage time? Let's check in those final League One scores, although it looks like a few games still ticking away there. Wimbledon 1, MK 1. It's okay. Wigan are winning. Rotherham are losing. So will they see it as a chance lost in that big grudge match? Bolton 1, Wednesday 1. Late goal for Bolton, equalising in that one. Looks like we're still going, possibly. Burton 0, Plymouth 0. Plymouth look away and clear in terms of the playoffs. They're probably the most nailed-on playoff team there in League One. Cambridge 2, Morecambe 1. That puts Morecambe in trouble down there. I think they're one of the teams on 38, aren't they? All tied up there. Cheltenham 1, Pompey 0. Doncaster 2, Crewe 0. Crewe will be relegated today back down to League 2. Fleetwood 1, Stanley 2. Again, that late goal from Stanley puts Fleetwood as one of the 3 teams on 38 points, I believe, along with Gillingham. All the Premier League games are over now. Arsenal 1, Brighton 2 is a full time. Gillingham 1, Wickham 1, Lincoln 1, Wigan 3. Wigan top of the league and looking very, very good, especially with Rotherham losing as things stand against Charlton at home. Oxford 1, Sunderland 2. Big win for Sunderland today. Rotherham 0, Charlton 1. It's not over yet. Shrewsbury 1, Ipswich 1. Can Ipswich hold out? They've got 10 men in that one. It's already after the defeat to Cambridge, season over, we think, for Ipswich. Worth any more in terms of late goals. The full times are flying in now. I think it's just that Ipswich game that's going to be heavily delayed. We'll stay on for a minute or two longer. Let me know your big winners and your big losers. Fleetwood have an outfielder in goal there, Callum Camps, after the keeper was sent off. All the full times coming in. What else have we got? Steve Cooper, over 2 points per game now. So good. So good. Bolton Kings of the late goal this season. Feels like every other week. What else? I won't comment. Insert name on referee indices that I haven't seen yet. I feel we need to give the refs some help rather than yell at them. Yes, they're not very good. And help would not go amiss. Good Friday might not be so good for some teams. We will see. It's Luton Forest and Middlesbrough Bournemouth on Good Friday. Looking forward to it. I think the Ipswich game is delayed due to the fourth official getting injured or something like that, or they didn't have a backup. I don't know. There we go. Right. I think we are all there. Only, I think Doncaster and Crewe are still going. Ipswich are going to be a while longer. So before we wind up the SuperStream today, thank you so much, everybody, for joining me today. Please hit like before you go, we'll look at the Watford-Leeds game for dearly departed, and we're probably going to have to look at Norwich-Burnley as well and see what has transpired there. Those shows will be out in the morning. I believe the review show is going to wait until Tuesday because we'll watch along Huddersfield and Luton tomorrow night. Thank you, everybody, for watching, and it is a lovely over and out for me for another Saturday SuperStream. See you all soon.